Alright, welcome to Old World Gaming. I was thinking earlier on today about what armies I actually have painted for doing battle reports with. So at the moment, let's think. The first battle report we did, I used my Night Goblin army versus my son's Empire army. So that's Night Goblins and Empire. You know what, I'm going to write this down. Let's get a note. Here we go. Oh, it's hiding behind my screen. Let's put it over here. Okay, so, oh no, now I need a keyboard as well. It's crazy, crazy times. Alright, what do we got? Oh no. Oh no, this is very well planned. Fine. Armies. Painted armies. There we go. Right, so we've got Night Goblins. I've got, what have we, about 800 points? I was not planning on putting points next to them. Empire. We've actually got two Empire armies. My son's probably got about 3,000 points-ish. And then I've got Empire about 500 points. No, it was more than that. It was 750? Was it 850? So I'm going to put 750. I think it might have been 850 of Empire. Then, because that was we did a civil war battle, his empire versus my empire. Then we have also done his orcs. Orcs, and he's probably got, I would say, somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 points. Let's say 1,500 points. And what else did we do? He was fighting against my Nurgle army, so Chaos. Chaos Warriors, Nurgle. I'm just gonna change it to Nurgle actually. Nurgle. Was that 1,000 points? I feel like that was 1,000 points. Could I have made more? Okay, I'm gonna put Nurgle Warriors because it's technically a demon army, and I just stole bits of it and called them warriors. So, Nurgle Warriors. I've got Wood Elves, but I don't know how many I've got painted in Old World rules. It's going to be somewhere between 500 and 1,000 points is my guess. So we'll put 500, question mark. And Dwarves. I've got loads of Dwarves painted. Dwarfs. I reckon I've probably got about 2,000 points, but that's a guess. I haven't worked it out in the new points yet. The thing that I wanted to do, so I think is that all of my armies? My son's got Lizardmen, which I don't know how many points is, probably about 2,000. Again, we've not worked them out. So this is not a bad list of painted armies. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good list. Are there any others? I'm just racking my brains now. I've got Dark Elves, but they are like such a mishmash, and most of them are really badly painted from when I was a kid. So I'm not going to put them on there. I want to dedicate a decent amount of time to making a good Dark Elf army at some point. All right. So the next one is Beasts of Chaos. So that's what this episode is about, basically, which you'll probably know by now because there'll be a title on it and a thumbnail and everything, which I haven't done yet. So Beastmen, I don't know. That's what I want to work out in this episode. Those were all meant to be question marks. How many Beastmen have I got? So here, let me give you a quick. This is what I've got painted so far for my Beastmen. So the first things to be painted were these guys. Now these weren't actually painted for Beastmen, believe it or not. They were painted for when I worked at the Eastbourne Games Workshop. We decided we wanted to play Inquisitor with fantasy models, which is why these guys are over here. So these are a couple of Inquisitor models that I turned into fantasy. Let me put this back up here and I'll show you what I've got. So this is an Empire assassin, or she is an assassin really, but yeah, so I don't know maybe they've got an assassin's guild in the Empire, but I made her out of there was in Inquisitor there was a pair of Imperial assassins essentially who were both kind of standing upright with their daggers above their heads. I just didn't like that pose, so I literally chopped one of them up into all of their different limbs, basically, and stole the head off another model, and yeah, made this assassin. So there we go. So that's one of them. And the other one is this elf, who I was quite pleased with. So this was the elf ranger model, which I gave a staff, took all the 40k bits off, and added a scroll. So he's obviously a wizard. Inspired by the Mordheim wizard. And then this hand is actually just a zombie hand, because in yeah, you get some zombie hands like that. And so I just put that on there, and it turned out to be the right size. So like a normal Warhammer Fantasy zombie hand is perfectly fine for Inquisitor scales. There you go. Now you know. But yeah, so I was pretty pleased with those guys. Anyway, so that's why I had the Minotaurs. So these Minotaurs, you notice this guy's like got a they weren't Minotaurs, they were Beastmen, which is why he's carrying a shield. But yeah, so those are the Minotaurs. They were very, very quick job. They're probably not even finished looking at them. You can see that basically I just sprayed them black, dry brushed them brown, did some black and metal and their horns, and that was it. But if you do the base, so I've said this on a number of videos, if you do a good job on a model's base, you can pretend that they're painted. So hiding models behind their base is a legit approach as far as I'm concerned. Now you'll notice they don't actually rank up properly. I didn't design these guys with ranking in mind, because I made them for Inquisitor, not for. I wasn't planning on playing Warhammer with them, which is an oversight really, because I definitely should have assumed I was going to play Warhammer with them. Like, look at these guys. If I try and make a unit of guys with double-handed weapons, I don't know if other people have this problem, or if it was just because I wasn't really preparing. Like, how do I can't even remotely get them close enough to rank up and form a unit. But there we go. So that's definitely an oversight on my part, I feel. But they are, I mean, like, they're just facing forwards on their bases. If I had the foresight, I would have tried ranking them up as I was building them, but clearly I did not. But they work fine so long as they're mixed in. I say fine, they work all right as long as they're mixed in with some other guys. But I don't think I'd ever use a unit of a unit of 6. And then would you mix and match their weapons? I don't know. I've not really looked. This is what I want to do in this episode. Just have a look at the Beastmen rules, see what they're like. So yes, there we go. So that's the story behind those guys. Anyway, some hounds, which again are really, really quickly done. So mainly hiding behind their base, but they're even quicker painted than them. They're literally just brown with like a green. I can't remember what green it is over them, but dry brushed over them with just the teeth and spikes picked out. So that's literally 3 colours on them. So very, very quick. But again, you can hide a model behind its base. If you make the bases look good enough, then they'll do the job. Got a shaman in the background, and then these guys all got painted over lockdown, so they're much nicer. This actually, I started this a very long time ago. I showed this in the Nurgle video, but I painted the crew and finished the beast off over lockdown. So this is my this is the idea. Is this is a chariot, obviously, pulled by some sort of slug-like beast. So in the Chaos Warriors army, I used it as a gore beast. That's what they're called, isn't it? I'll have a look and see what chariots. I can't remember what chariots Beastmen have. Do they have razor gore chariots? I don't know. But yeah, we'll have a look. I have not. Actually, have I ever used my Beastmen? Maybe not. I started my Beastman army when I was a kid, basically, and yeah, then did I have ever played? I can't remember if I've ever played any games with my Beastmen. There we go. No, I generally don't remember. So this is, I painted this guy over lockdown. So he's I wanted to go with, like, make him look undivided. So you see he's got kind of like colours from the different factions. the red and the green and the blue to try and make him a little bit like he could be used as anything. But my primary Chaos allegiance is Nurgle, hence the kind of Nurgly beastie thing and the Pestigore on top. And these guys have got green, so I painted these as well over lockdown. And I wanted them to be usable as undivided. Plus they've got undivided symbols all over them. But I could see. Look at that. Anyway, I get distracted by things. But yeah, so I've got the green on their loincloths to kind of tie them in with the Nurgle stuff. But yeah, anyway, so that's what I've got so far. Now you'll notice a distinct lack of core units, or I certainly notice a distinct lack of core units. So, because these were actually painted for Chaos Warriors army rather than Beastmen army. Obviously those were painted for Fantasy Inquisitor. So really, all I've actually painted for Beastmen is these. But I haven't got any other use for it. I'm not playing Fantasy Inquisitor anymore, and I mean these are multi-purpose clearly, as is that apparently. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to do, is work out what I need to paint to get a minimum army that I can use in one of our games, so 500 points. I don't know what I've got in terms of core, so yeah, I'll have a look and work it out in a minute. And then, so I've got loads of stuff. I've got a whole box of stuff down here, basically, with things in various states of being built, which I'll have a look at in a minute. So yeah, so it's what do I need to build well, because my stuff, like I say, was built when I was a kid, so a lot of it is it's probably not particularly well built in the way it is. So what do I need to get built and painted in order to make at least 500 points, and then what would it look like to make 1,000 points? So and thankfully, because I've set a precedent for this army that certain things are basically just dry brushed and then hidden behind their bases. It means I could get an army painted up quick that I'm happy with. Now these have all, I've put a decent amount of effort into painting them, but we'll have to see. It's clearly a mix of effort on this army anyway. But as long as they're all based the same, then you shouldn't really notice too much. And if I can hide them behind their bases, that'll be good. So yeah, so there we go. So that's the idea behind this episode, is to have a look at the Beastmen rules, because I've not looked at them yet, and work out what I need to get a legitimate army up and running. So let's delve into the wonderful world of Beastmen. I feel like this is the Beastmen section. So what's our composition list look like these days for Beastmen? So we've got 0 to 1 Beastlord, Great Bray Shaman or Doombull per 1,000 points, and then Wargors, Bray Shamans, Gorbals, and Centaur Chieftains. Oh, Centaur Chieftains. Okay, so Centaur Chieftains are new to me. So I didn't play 8th edition, so maybe they were in 8th edition. But then, like, I've already confessed I never actually played. I don't remember actually playing with them. I might have played some 6th edition with them, and if I did, it was clearly not with painted stuff. But then that shouldn't surprise me, because I basically never ever played with painted stuff. I was just my main joy. No, I do like paint. I've always liked painting stuff, but I love playing the games, and I really enjoy building and converting things. So building and converting models and playing games with them happened a lot more than sitting down and painting stuff. But yeah, so there we go. So anyway, all that to say, I've never heard of a Centaur Chieftain before. So Centaurs, Gorbals, I'm assuming, are a hero level Minotaur. Did they have? I can't remember if they had 2 different levels in 6th edition of Minotaurs. But so that feels a bit new to me. Doombull is obviously the Lord Minotaur. Okay, so 25% for core. So 1 plus Goreherd. Yeah, so this is different as well. I'm assuming it's different anyway, but when in sixth edition they combined gores and ungores, so they weren't in fifth edition. They were separate, but I didn't collect anything in fifth edition. Sixth edition was when I picked up my Beastmen, and they merged the gore and ungore herds into a single type of herd, and they have since obviously separated them. I think eighth edition they separated them, which means, well, I don't know. I've built. I feel like I've built loads of Beastmen and gores and ungores. Now all my ungores are designed to go in a gore herd. So yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. Chaos Warhounds, okay, we've seen them. Razor Gore herds. Yeah, Razor Gores are new to me as well. Actually, I guess they must have come out in 8th edition. Tuskor Chariots. If a general is a Beast Lord or a Wargore, a Bestigor herd may be taken as a core choice. I do have Pestigors with a P, the Nurgle variety. So yeah, so I've got like 20 Pestigors maybe. So that's cool. They could be a core choice. I feel like Pestigors maybe on the menu. If your general is a Doombull or a Gorbull, a Minotaur herd could be taken as a core choice. So I probably don't need to. I don't need to take my Minotaurs as a core choice. Okay, special points. Bestigor herds, Harpies. Interesting. So when I first started playing Dark Elves, this was that was early teens. The Harpies looked very Beastman-esque. So I don't have very many. Do I have any more than 4? I don't know. I don't have very many of the old Harpies, but they fit much better in this army than the Dark Elves. And actually, they came on the larger size bases. In 6th edition, they scaled down the base size for Harpies and turned them into women, basically. But in 5th edition, they were like Beastmen with wings on larger bases. Okay, so anyway, Bestigor herds. Yep, so I've got Pestigors, Harpies. I mean, I could have a look. Minotaur herds. I've got Minotaurs, Centaurs. Yep, Dragon Ogres. I do like Dragon Ogres. So, Dragon Ogres. I've got quite a lot of metal Dragon Ogres. The plastic ogres, I'm torn on the plastic ogres. The plastic ogres look awesome, except for their front claws make them look like puppets. They're just like stubby, and they're just the way that they're holding them. They just don't look natural. So yeah, that I would have to try and do something with if I wanted the plastic dragon ogres. I'd have to try and do something with their front paws because I don't know, they look maybe like teddy bears or something. But yeah, I just don't like it. Razor Gore Chariots, there we go. Razor Gore Chariots are a thing. I thought they were a thing. Cockatrice, that came out in Storm of Magic, was it? They did use Cockatrice back in 5th edition. Basically, almost any army could use any monster, and Cockatrice were a thing back then. But yeah, then when 6th edition came out, loads of stuff just disappeared. And certainly they restricted them all to restricted which armies could take which monsters. And there wasn't that same restriction really in 5th edition. Anyway, Chaos Ogres, Sea Warriors of Chaos Army list. Okay. If your general is a Great Bray Shaman or a Bray Shaman, a Jabberslithe or Cygor may be taken as a special choice. That's interesting. Very cool. Oh, if your general is a Doombull or a Gorbull, a Gorgon could be taken as a special choice. I feel like I discovered that the other day. But yeah, so you could have a Doombull or a Gorbull with some Minotaurs as core, and then a Gorgon as special. That is cool. That's very tempting. I do have the classic metal Doombull, and I do want to get a Gorgon. Now I don't have a Gorgon, so for today I want to focus on what models I've got that I could build to at least make my first 500 points. Rare Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. I love the Shaggoth. Shaggoth. Can you have a Shaggoth as a character? Because you used to be able to. Interesting, it's not listed in there. I guess you can upgrade Shaggoth to a character. I don't know if it matters actually, but yeah, maybe we'll have a look. Jabberslithe. That again is new. I never saw the Jabba Scythe before. They seem interesting though. Cygors and Gorgons also are new as well. Chaos Giants, classic. Chaos Trolls and Chaos Spawn. Yes, Sea Warriors of Chaos on the list. Mercenaries and Allies. Great. Okay. Yeah, cool. Good to know. Right. So, Beastmen, Chieftains. Is there anything particularly interesting about the Chieftains? You got Beast Lords and you got Wargors. Their leadership sucks. Standard Chaos Mutations. Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Page 111. I don't remember seeing mutations in the Chaos Warriors one. This is interesting. As Beastmen grow in power and infamy, they attract the attention of the Chaos powers. This is both a blessing and a curse, for many mutations pleasing to the gods are anathema to those they are thrust upon. Good. To present these strange attributes, some models may be given Chaos mutations. Each mutation may only be chosen once per army. Once per army? Okay. So what, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mutations in your army. Yeah, 9 mutations in your army. I assume it's only characters that get these. It says infamous. Let's have wow, yes, I mean, who else is going to get them? So, what have we got? Beastmen Chieftains can get mutations. Shamans can take mutations. So these are a little bit like magic items. Minotaur can take mutations. Centaurs can take mutations. Centaur Chieftain. Yeah. Oh. Not characters, champions can take mutations. Very interesting. Or certainly a Bestigor champion can take mutations. Doesn't say. Where does it say? Yeah, it doesn't say mutations here. Angors. Minotaur champion can take mutations. You could really kit out mutations. Centaurs. No mutations on Centaurs. Dragon Ogres can take mutations as well. Wounds, Razorgors, Tuskor, Chariots, Razorgor Chariot. Dragon Ogre Sheogoth can take mutations. Can he be a character? Does he need to be a character? Can't see anything that says. Yeah, because I don't know why. I just quite like the idea of having a Shaggoth as my general, but I guess not. They used to be able to take marks as well. Marks of Chaos. Chaos mutations, light armor. Unless there's another type, like a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth Ancient or something. But I feel like the Shaggoth is an Ancient Dragon Ogre. Jabba Scythe doesn't need to get any. Cockatrice, so yeah, I mean, none of these guys are getting mutations, are they? Gorgon, okay, yeah, it's interesting that you can't take the Shaggoth with marks or as a character anymore as your general. That's a little bit sad. Alright, fine. Never mind. I mean, do you really need a great weapon when you're strength 6? What are you going to do with 8 strength? I guess they get armor piercing, don't they? Armor bane 2. That's probably fine. That's probably fine. I mean, armor piercing is pretty good. You're already wounding most things on 2s. Like, basically everything you're wounding on 2s except for monsters. Maybe that's his job, is it? To hit monsters with his great weapon. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, I guess. Alright, anyway. So, what were these mutations then? So 25 points is the maximum you can spend on a champion, so there's 4 options there. But that one's Beastman Chieftain, so 3 options. So 3 champions in your army. +1 attacks. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want +1 attack? Gnarled Hide. Armoured Hide, 1. Bit meh. +1 initiative. Yeah, they're all those. Okay, fine. That one's great. What does this one do? Rune of the Beast Ascendant. +1 leadership. Wait. Unless this character is Gore, and Ungor herds gain +1 to the leadership characteristics while within this character's command range. Okay, that's gain +1 to their leadership characteristic. Huh. That's weird. So I'm just trying to work out what that means, like in reality what that means. A Bestigal, Gore, and Ungor herd gains +1 to their leadership. So, whilst within this character, this doesn't have to be the general. That was what I was saying. So I was thinking, why not just go for +1 leadership to the guy? Because if he's the general, they can just use his leadership. But this can be a chieftain that's not the general. But if it is the general that you give it to, then they get to use his leadership, and they wouldn't be using their own, so don't get the +1. Is that how that works? I'm not really sure about that. Maybe, yeah, I don't really know. Slug skin. An enemy model that directs attacks against this model gets -1 to hit. It's basically Mark of Nurgle. Kind of Mark of Nurgle. So is that all? Yeah, it's Mark of Nurgle does that. Gains stubborn. That's pretty cool. +1 strength. Nice. Pelt of Midnight. Shooting phase, -1 to hit. Okay. And gouge tasks. Armor piercing characteristics of any weapon is improved by 1. Okay, cool. Any weapon. So even like a magical weapon. That's cool. Alright. Yeah, so they're just a bit of an extra thing, aren't they? Okay, so Beastmen Chieftains. They can take mutations. I'm not I don't know, maybe there's something there that's useful. Per 1,000 points, they may have the Ambush as special rule or ride a chariot. Okay, yeah, I mean, actually, how does ambushes work? Ambushes, is that just 4+? Where's the thing? 4+ to arrive on a different turn. Yeah, because Beastmen used to get their own special ambush rule, but I guess these days it's just mixed in with everyone else's. But I'm pretty sure, isn't that like the equivalent of reserves these days? Where is special rule? Ambushes. Okay, let's have a look. A unit with this special rule may be held in reserve rather than be deployed at the start of a game. For beginning of round 2 onwards, roll a dice during each of your start of turn subphases for each unit of ambushes in your army, and 1 to 3 the units delayed to your next until your next turn, at least on a 4+ unit arrives. Blah blah blah. If any ambush is still held in reserve at the start of round 5, they arrive automatically. Oh, so it doesn't get easier every turn. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, because reserve units always used to get 1 easier. So like turn 3 it'd be a 3+, turn 4 it'd be a 2+, and so on. Okay, fine. Start of round 5 they arrive automatically. Okay. Cool. So they can be ambushes or be in a chariot. I mean, chariot's quite cool. Purchase magic item, 100 points of magic items, or 50 points if it's a war gore. Blood Rage and Brehorn. Brehorn, general only. From the beginning of round 2 onwards, if your general's on the battlefield during the command subphase, you may attempt to sound the Brehorn by making a leadership test. This test is fast. You may immediately roll again for each unit of ambushes in the army. I see. Okay, cool. Yeah, alright, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. Why does it say general only? Oh, I see. I see. Only 1 model in the army. Because, yeah, it may not be your general. Fine. Blood Rage. I do not know what Blood Rage does. Blood Rage. When testing to see if this unit becomes subject to Primal Fury. What's Primal Fury? Let's see, page 116. Okay, that's the next page. Who's got? Does he? I assume he's got Primal Fury. Okay. When this unit's combat is chosen during step 1.1 of any choose and fight combat subphase, it must make a leadership test. If a test is passed, the unit becomes subject to Primal Fury until the end of the combat phase. A unit subject to Primal Fury may re-roll any rolls to hit of a natural 1. Okay, so when you get into combat, take a leadership test. If you pass it, then you get to re-roll hits. Okay, cool. Is that... Oh, that's interesting. So it's like basically check to see if you have hatred for the turn. That's cool. Yeah, okay. And then this gets activated, Blood Rage. When testing to see if it's subject to Primal Fury, if this unit passes its leadership test with any roll of a natural double, it also becomes frenzied, so an additional attack. A unit with this special rule may become frenzied in this way, even if it's lost frenzy earlier in the game. So wait, it becomes frenzy and then just stays frenzied, I guess, not just frenzy for the turn. So, okay. Cool. Yeah, it's cool. Will I remember those abilities? Don't know. Okay, so Blood Rage is... Okay, so Primal Fury is whenever you are in combat, take a leadership test, and if you pass, you get to reroll your 1s for the turn. Blood Rage is if whilst you're doing that, you roll a double, then you become frenzied, which gives you an extra attack, which is nice, considering they've actually got a lot of attacks. So that's good. Okay, Foe Render, and that's on the back here as well. Foe Render. Well, subject to Primal Fury, there's a lot hinges on Primal Fury. A hand weapon carried by a model with this special rule has an armor-piercing characteristic of -2. I mean, that's really good. However, he's probably not going to use... Well, is he ever just going to have... this special rule only applies to a single non-magical hand weapon. He's never going to have just a single non-magical hand weapon, I don't think. I will basically always either be given a magic weapon or 2 weapons. Or a great weapon. Yeah, okay, I don't think that's ever going to apply to him. You know what, I'm going to put this in the back because I feel like I'm going to be looking that up quite a bit. What else we got? Foe Render, Gaze of the Gods, which is, you can get like a special boon from the gods. Mark of Chaos Undivided, Primal Fury, and Warband. Okay, Warband. Yeah. How many units is he going to be in? I mean, if he goes in a Bestigor unit, then Warband will be useful, because they'll have ranks. Okay, cool. Anything I missed here? No, I think... Okay, fine. So, I mean, I could take a shield instead of 2 hand weapons, and then his Foe Render comes in use. But the trouble is, his Foe Render's not always active. The Foe Render ability -2 AP, only active when he's furied. Okay, fine. But there's nothing about taking a different mark, which is a little bit sad. I did like them having marks. But there we go, fine. I mean, he probably needs Mark of Chaos. He's not Undivided. He's not particularly brave. Okay, Beastman Shaman, level 3. Brave Shaman, level 1. Standard. Demonology, Dark Magic, Elementalism. I'm not very familiar with any of those spell lists. I mean, actually, I did Demonology. Yeah, I mean, I'd look them up again if I was actually working out what I wanted to use. Okay, mutations, ambushes, chariots, basically all of the same things. Brace staff. When this model's combat is chosen during step 1.1, it can choose to use it offensively or defensively. Used offensively, it counts as a great weapon. Used defensively, brace staff counts as a hand weapon and gives it a 5+ armor save. Okay. Cool. There we go. Good to know. Gaze of the Gods, Law of Beasts, Mark of Chaos Undivided, Primal Fury, and Warband. Law of Beasts is just going to be the magic spells it gets to choose. Minotaur Champions, Doom Bull. Oh, that's 210 points. That's quite a lot. But he is hench. Move 6, weapon skill 6, strength 6, toughness 5, 5 wounds, 5 attacks. It's only leadership 8, but still. He's, yeah, hardcore. Strength, he's strength 6 as well, actually. Wow. Again, he'll only need a great weapon if he's planning on beating up monsters. So additional hand weapon is 5 for 6 attacks. Okay, that's why he's 210 points. He's like dragon stats. Yeah, very good. He can take some armor as well. Why not? I mean, I like the idea of this Doom Ball. Chaos mutations, magic items. Yeah, I'll have to look and see what magic items. Comes with the Armor Bane 1. Blood Greed. That's new. The other one's Blood Rage. I vaguely recollect. Blood Greed. Something about them eating. Whilst frenzied, do they start frenzied? No. So. So Primal Fury. This is like a whole chain of events. This is a little bit crazy. Why did I take my bookmark out? That's a bad idea. So, checks for Primal Fury to see if he gets furied. Leadership test for Primal Fury. If he passes that, he gets -1 to not -1. Gets to reroll ones. If whilst rolling for Primal Fury, he rolls a double, he gets Blood Rage. When he's Blood Raged, he gets Frenzied. Why didn't they just say gets Frenzied? What purpose does Blood Rage serve? Why is it not just part of the Primal Fury rule? Why does it not say Blood Rage, roll of double becomes Frenzied? Great. Why is that not just part of the Primal Fury? Why is it a separate thing? Primal Fury, if you roll a double for Primal Fury, you also get Frenzy. Why? That feels like a much easier way of saying that. Okay, and then if Blood Rage kicks in, so Primal Frenzy can trigger Blood Rage, and Blood Rage triggers Blood Greed. +2 attacks though, it's very good. Okay, but that's a proper chain of events that feels unnecessary. But there we go. Whilst frenzied, this model gets +2 attacks instead of +1 attack. Okay, so it's additional. So it gets Blood Greed gives it +1 attack, +2 frenzy attacks instead of +1. However, such is the model's desperate need to feed upon flesh that it rolls only a single dice when making a pursuit roll rather than 2 dice. Okay, he's too busy scoffing his kills. Fine, who can blame him? Okay, so he can get. So he could have. Wait a minute. So with my extra hand weapon, I'm on 6 attacks, and then when I get frenzied from my Primal Fury, Blood Rage check, my Primal Fury check that may trigger Blood Rage, then my Blood Greed gives me +2 attacks. So 8 attacks. That is very good. I mean, I feel like I want a Doom Ball. Okay. Bulgors, right, let's have a look at Bulgors. I'm having to look up all these things. At least to know what Armor Bane does. Just to be clear, in case you don't know what Armor Bane does, Armor Bane, if you roll a 6 to wound, you deduct your opponent's armor by 1. So, there you go. It's a critical hit, basically. Bulgors. Bulgors. What do Bulgors have? He's got all of the things, hasn't he? Loads of things. Bulgors. Impact hits caused by a model with this special rule have armor piercing characteristic for -1. Okay then. Great. Because they like head down, gore you. Impact. So I guess he's got impact hits, which he does right there. Impacted 1. He causes fear. He's got the foe render, which he won't be using. I mean, is it worth? If I don't give him an additional hand weapon and give him a shield, maybe that's fine. Because then foe render will kick in and I'll get an additional -2. So he may actually have foe render. -2 armor when you've got 7 attacks and you're frenzied, because that's the only time foe render kicks in. Does foe render only kick in? I feel like it does. Subject to Primal Fury. Blimey, he's a lot is a lot is hanging on this Primal Fury, isn't it? So when he goes, he does his Primal Fury test, then his Blood Rage makes him frenzied, which kicks in Blood Greed, but the Primal Fury also triggers the Foe Render, AP -2. So I mean, that's quite tempting, because he's Strength 6 already, so he doesn't need any special weapon, doesn't need a great weapon, doesn't really need a magic weapon, because getting +2 attacks from Frenzy and getting -2 AP from Foe Render. Foe Render is kind of like a magic weapon. Wait, he's also got... No, he doesn't. He doesn't have encircled weapons. Okay, fine. Slaughter is cool. Whilst this frenzied, any units joined will also become frenzied. Okay, cool. I mean, that is very cool. I just assumed he'd go in like a Minotaur herd who probably all have the same rules. Yeah, Primal Fury, Blood Rage, Blood Greed, yeah, all of the things. So when he's frenzied, they become frenzied anyway. Makes me wonder, Bestigor, they have Primal Fury and Blood Rage. What unit is he going to join that doesn't get frenzy? When this model is frenzied, any unit is joined will also become frenzied. Because to my mind, he'd just be going in Bestigor. Well, these guys got it. Primal Fury, Blood Rage. Like, what other unit is he going to go in? Primal Fury, Blood Rage. Centaurs? Primal Fury. They don't have Blood Rage. But then he's not going to join them, so slow him down. Dragon Ogres, slow them down as well. But he'd only slow them down a little bit. Immune Psychology doesn't make you immune to Frenzy anymore, does it? No. So he could go in with Dragon Ogres, give them Frenzy. So that's an option. Oh wait, they've got the is it the Quickening Storm? They can get Frenzy anyway. But Quickening Storm must be... Oh, where's the Quickening Storm actually? I guess it's here too. Ah, I'm jumping ahead anyway. Right. All I wanted to know was realistically who's he going to join that isn't going to be already frenzied, and I don't know. So there we go. But yeah, I mean that's very cool. Do I really want my my Doom Bull to have a shield instead of an additional hand weapon? Maybe. Give him a 4+ set heavy armor and a shield as a 4+ armor save. Yeah, it's probably worth it. If he's going to have 7 attacks, which have got -2, because he's only got all 7 attacks will get -2 AP instead of 1 additional attack and losing all of that AP. So yeah, I feel like that's worth it. He just needs something magic to give him more leadership, I reckon. Slaughter's cool. Yeah, okay, Slaughter's cool on Warband. Great. You know what? Magic. Yeah, you can get loads of magic items. What are the magic items? Is there anything that gives them +1 leadership? Because that's what I'm looking at the moment. Dark Heart. Oh, 25 points for a wound. Okay. 25 points for an extra wound. Interesting. That is interesting. Wait. That little asterisk means it's extremely common. Any magic item marked with an asterisk considered to be extremely common. You could take 4 Dark Hearts. Just give him 4 extra wounds. How many wounds has he got? Is that wrong to consider that? Give him 9 wounds? Is that wrong? 100 points to take him from 5 wounds to 9 wounds? I mean, I'm not hating that. That feels wrong. But yeah, great. Or is it better to give him like a ward save or regeneration or something? Maybe. Full plate armor and a 3+ ward save against flaming attacks. But full plate armor is good. Which means he'd have 3+ with his shield. Oh, I like that. Magic resistance 2. I mean that's... Oh, I was going to say, yeah, that would have the same effect but gives him magic resistance. But that, I mean that's cheap. I mean, okay, maybe it's not cheap for full plate. Okay, Yeah, fine. It's not cheap. It's just it gives him the option of full plate. So I mean, I quite like that. Full plate armor and 3 dark hearts, because you can have them in addition to. Because normally, oh wait, they're talisman anyway. Ooh, interesting. That's an option. Totem of Rust, -1. Friend or foe? Oh dear, it's not ideal. -1 to leadership. Poison attacks. I do love a good poison attack. Banner of Outrage. Re-roll its leadership test when testing for Primal Fury. Yeah, that could be good. Okay. Still haven't found anything that increases their leadership though, and I can't remember if there are any in the normal magic items for increasing leadership. What are these enchanted items? Skin of Man. Scouts and Vanguard. That's weird, isn't it? Beastmen Chieftains and Beastmen Shamans, whose troop type is infantry owner, the wearer of the Skin of Man gains Scouts and Vanguards. Okay, 15 points. Scout and Vanguard. Yeah, are there any scouting units in Beastmen? Don't know. We'll find out as we go. Okay. Yeah. Banner of Factory Fetish. Successfully cast a magic missile. They may re-roll any failed rolls to wound. That's good. Particularly for lower strength ones. Jagger Dagger can only be used by a wizard that has joined a unit. For wasting a casting roll, the bearer of the dagger may make a sacrifice. That used to be a Dark Elf item. One model belonging to the bearer's unit is immediately removed from play. As a casualty, the bearer may then modify their casting roll by adding the wounds characteristic of the sacrifice model to the result. Wowee. Sacrifice a Minotaur. If you really want to get that spell off. Is it before making a casting roll? Right then. Okay, great. Cool, yeah, Blackened Plate and Dark Heart. To give him a 3+ armor save. Yeah, very good. I quite like that. Question is it worth trying to find him a ward save amongst the normal magic items? Alright, anyway, I don't even know if I'll have I've got this guy, but it depends. I quite like the idea of having a Minotaur, to be honest. Right, let's have a look at the Centaurs. Centaur Chieftain. Carry Spear, great weapon, a great weapon. Yeah, okay, cool. What are they? Strength 5. That's really good. That is better than I was expecting. Throwing axes are... either throwing axes or javelins get like +1 strength. Take a shield, ambushes, chaos mutations, magic items. Drunken. What does Drunken do these days? Drunken. Alright, roll on the table. During the start of turn subphase, for each of your turns, roll on the Drunken table for each unit with this special rule that is not currently frenzied, and that's not engaged in combat, and that isn't fleeing. On a 1, these become somewhat unsteady until the start of the next turn phase. The unit is subject to random movement special rule. Its movement characteristic becomes d6+2. Sobering up, no effect. Belligerent Drunks. Unit has turned quite belligerent until its next start of turn subphase. The unit is subject to Frenzy special rule. A unit with this special rule may become frenzied in this way, even if it's lost Frenzy earlier in the game. Okay, there you go. More Frenzy options, basically. Fast Cavalry. I actually don't know what Fast Cavalry does. I've not used any Fast Cavalry yet. Let's look up Fast Cavalry. Fast Cavalry. The unit may perform its quick turn even if it marched. Wow, Fast Cavalry doesn't give you many options these days. It used to give you loads of options. Loads of benefits. Now it's just quick turn. Page 183. Highly maneuverable. Oh, open order formation. Ah, I see. So these are the... Right, the quick turn. After moving, unless it's charged, marched, or fled, a unit that is in open order formation may pivot about its center to change its facing by up to 90 degrees. I didn't realize that they only got that if they hadn't marched. Oh. Okay. The reason for that is squig hoppers can't go in skirmish formation where if they're joined by a character on a squig, because they're two different unit types. So yeah, I missed the bit that says unless it marched. That's annoying. So that makes them even less maneuverable than I thought. Oh dear. I'm getting sadder and sadder the more I learn about squig hoppers and their giant squig riding characters. Because initially I thought I could use them in skirmish formation and they were excellent. Then, until just then, I thought I could use them in open order formation, march and do your pivot at the end of your march. Wait a minute. They can, of course they can, because they don't march. They just use random movement. Okay, in which case they move. Okay, fine, good. Crisis averted. Yes. Because they've got random movement. They got 3d6 random movement, so they just do a move. They don't do a march, so they still get to do the 90. Okay, great, good. Whew. That was close. Okay, I almost got sad whilst looking at Beastmen. Okay, great. We're moving swiftly onwards. Fast cavalry lets them do that pivot even after they march, and they've got a 16-inch march, so that's good. Gaze of the Gods, Mark of Chaos Undivided, move through cover. Move through cover, oh, pretty good for cavalry, yeah, makes sense. Primal Fury, Stomp Attacks 1, Swift Stride, and Warband. Okay, great. And what can they have? Heavy armor and shields. They can have 4+ armor save. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. Centaur Chieftains. Yeah, 4 strength, 5 attacks is very good. These are good guys. They're kind of a Lord level character with 4 attacks. Yeah, beasts. They're like a Beast Lord, a fast Beast Lord. Only toughness 4? Yeah, only toughness 4. And not weapon skill 6. The fact that they got 4 attacks, 3 wounds. Yeah, they kind of are like a Lord level character. That's good. Weird that they don't have like a mid layer, but there we go. Cool. Centaur Chieftains. I don't have one. Do they even exist? I don't know. Okay. Wait. We'll find out how many. How many do you need to take in a Centaur? 5. So I can't even use one of my existing ones, as if I wanted to. Right. Bestigors. 1 attack. They have great weapons. Yeah. 1 great weapon attack. Weapon skill 4, strength 4. So they're strength 6. Okay, fine. They're just like the great weapon unit, aren't they? Stubborn and veteran. I'm not sure I'd want to waste a Bestigor herd. Like the elite, they're basically the elite unit. Do I want to waste them? Like so the way that I see stubborn to me is a big unit that can take a charge and just hold them. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a big unit. Maybe they're kind of like speed bumpy. So would I really want to use Bestigors as speed bumps? Not really. But then I've got, like I say, I've got 20 Bestigors, I think. I think I've got 20. With great weapons, how useful is it to have all those ranks? I don't know. Maybe it's better to just be smaller unit. Maybe you could just have small units. Anyway, Champion Celebrate Musician, Magic Standard up to 50 points, Chaos Mutation for the Champion, and Magic Items. Well, you could kit them out. 25 points of mutations, 25 points of magic items, 50 points of a Magic Standard. You could make that unit quite good. Blood Rage, Close Order, Mark of Chaos Undivided, Primal Fury and Warband. Well, that's interesting. Wait, no options for Pestigores. No options for all the different gores. Corn gores, Pestigores, Sand gores, Slan gores. That's sad. Right, fine. Unless they're separately? No, I can't imagine they've got... No, we didn't see Pestigores as we went through, did we? So they haven't... Oh, oh, how sad. That's really interesting. That they've included unit types that haven't been in fantasy before. I'm thinking back to my squig hoppers, right? You can equip your squig hoppers with cavalry spears and light armor. That was not a thing. There's not even models for that from fantasy. It wasn't a thing that I'm aware of in any edition of fantasy. However, they are an Age of Sigmar unit. You can get the Boingrot Bounders, right, which have spears and armor. So to bring an Age of Sigmar thing into Old World, but to not include like Pestigores and Corngores and stuff, which were Warhammer models. Seems like an oversight to me. There we go. I'll just have to get over it. I like that he's nicked the. He just nicked that banner off of that guy. He literally just did. Surprised he's not going to stab him with it. Maybe he will. Okay, fine. And they can get Frenzy. Okay, that makes them good. The Blood Rage, Primal Fury to reroll the ones, Blood Rage to turn it into Frenzy. Then they've got 2 attacks each. That's pretty good. I accidentally put myself on mute because I thought I was going to sneeze, and then my headset just didn't want to come off mute. But I don't know if I was even on mute. The mute button, the mute light was on, but it may not have even been on mute. Who knows? I might find out when I listen to this later. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So I think that's quite good actually. The Blood Rage that gives them Frenzy to give them 2 attacks with great weapons, and if they're in that state, they're rerolling their 1s. So that's pretty good because they're going to be hitting on 4s at worst, 3s if they're against anything that's not weapon skill 4 or more, and then rerolling those 1s. So yeah, that'd be pretty good. Okay. Gore herds, distinct lack of ungors in this unit because they were Beastmen herds maybe previously, beast herds. So gores, they're strength 3. What are they? They got hand weapons. They can have additional hand weapons or shields. Yeah, normal stuff. The champion can have a great weapon. That's kind of cool, I guess. And they've got Blood Range and Primal Fury. Yeah, I think it's well worth giving the champion a great weapon. Because then they can have 3 attacks when they're frenzied. Pretty good. What's Bestial Charge? +1 strength. Oh, okay. Model with a special rule against +1 strength. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Ambush. So they don't come with ambush. They always used to. Again, you can give these guys quite a bit of magic items and a magic standard. 0 to 1 unit. Okay, cool. Good to know. Are they? Where does it say what? Oh, we're down here somewhere. I didn't actually finish reading this. They've got Horde, which means they can get an additional rank bonus. But they're open order, not close order. Can you get... How much rank bonus do you get in open order? Here's open order. Rank bonus. Open order can claim +1 up to the maximum determined by its troop type. Okay, right. Okay, fine. I don't know why I thought rank bonus was linked to order. but fine. What page does it say it's on? Page 104 and 188? I feel like it's 188 rather than 104. Troop type, models per rank, maximum rank. Infantry, maximum rank bonus +2. Yeah, for regular infantry. Fine, fine. Heavy infantry. Oh, Bestigor are heavy infantry, so I only need 4 models per rank. That's interesting, isn't it? They didn't have Horde though. No Horde on them, but I wasn't expecting them to. And these, so, Gore Herds are open order, but they are regular infantry. So you need 5 per rank, but you can get +2, and then Horde gives them +3, and they have Warband as well. Oh, wait, they are leadership 10 when they're in open order. That's very good. And actually, saying that, the Bestigor, Bestigor's got Warband as well. Right, let me switch books. Yeah, Bestigor's got Warband, so they're leadership 8 plus their 2 ranks makes them leadership 10. Did it? No, they could have 3 ranks as well. It's maximum leadership 10 anyway. Yeah, good. Warband actually makes them good. That's good, isn't it? Centaur, Chieftains, yeah, everything's got Warband. Okay, fine. So the basically that's incentivizing you to put your characters in the units, because nothing's got better than leadership 8 from the looks of things. They're all rubbish leadership. So you want them in a unit that has rank bonuses, which is where the Minotaur kind of falls down. But he can go in a. You could put him in a unit. Put him in like a Gore herd or a Bestigor herd to increase his leadership. That's the thing. Okay, what other options? So move. They've got move through cover as well. I bet he didn't have move through cover, did he? No. Okay. What are they? 25. Oh, interesting. They're still on the old base size. I mean, that's good because mine are all on that base size anyway. I don't have 30mm, but thankfully I haven't made my Pestigors yet. Minotaurs are on 50 by 50, so they fit nicely in the Gore herds, but don't fit inside the Bestigor herds. You'd have to put them on the side of a Bestigor herd because they just don't fit. It feels a little bit like an oversight. And these can be on either 25mm or 30mm, which is good because this guy's on a 25mm. So is that good? I don't know. It means it doesn't fit in the Vestigor herd like that. But I guess I could just like leave him in the middle of the unit with a little bit of gap around him because he can technically be on that size base. That's fine. Gore herds. Okay, and you can have them in units of 5. Would you have them in units of 5? Don't know. Maybe. Open over Primal Fury. You can have them as skirmishers. What would I do with them if I had them as skirmishers? I don't know. They've got ambush, so they can like get to the back of the board quite quickly. Ambush is actually a really good skill. Have a bunch of them coming on sides that are useful, whether it's the rear to take out war machines, whether it's the side to do flank charge. Can these have ambush? No. Gore herds, yeah. Ambush is quite a cool ability. I quite like that. If you're taking ambushers, then you'll really want the Beastmen Chieftain so that you can have the Brayhorn. But your Doom Bull, because your Doom Bull hasn't got the highest leadership, like he's not got a high leadership, you could have a Beastman Chieftain as your general with his Brayhorn, and have a Doom Bull just to be solid, basically like a dragon. Yeah, okay. Good things. Okay, so that's Gore herds, covered all that. Ungore herds, okay. So they're on 25 base as well, so it's good because that's the base size I've got them on. They come with hand weapons and shields. They can take thrusting spears and throwing spears, or have short bows. So short bows definitely weren't a thing when I got my guys. Throwing spears, thrusting spears. To go with their shields. Okay, yeah, fine. So I basically can leave my Ungors as they are then, because they're all. Let me see. Basically, they're all like this, with these long spears. I mean, he needs a shield, obviously, but yeah. So I've got loads made up like that. Is he? He looks like he's glued to his base. Yeah, he is. I think they kept falling out. He doesn't clearly. I don't know. He's not. I don't know how well he'll rank up, but there we go. So yeah. So I've got. Oh, we'll have a look and see how many I've got in a minute. Now, why would I want to take these? Chariot runners, that's why I'd want to take them, I reckon. Wait, can they be... Can you be chariot runners when you're in open order? Or do you have to be in skirmish? That is the next thing to look up. Yeah, they've got warband, and they've got horde. 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can be leadership 9 with their warband and horde. That's very generous of them to give a half-horn to attacks. Right, chariot runners. Let's have a look at chariot runners. Too far. Chariot runners, right. Friendly models whose troop type is chariot can draw a line of sight over or through models with this special rule and can move through friendly units of chariot runners that are in skirmish formation. There you go. If the chariot's move would result in its ending on top of a chariot runner, simply nudge the chariot runner aside by the smallest amount possible to make space for the chariot. Whilst in skirmish formation, units of chariot runners can treat friendly chariots that are within 1 inches of one or more of the unit's model as part of the unit for purpose of unit coherency. Okay. So, chariot can draw a line of sight over or through models, and they can just move through them, basically, and you just move guys out of the way. Okay, yeah, that's cool. What's the benefit of that? Wait, does that mean... Ah. So, you can charge a chariot into a unit? So is this like you here's a chariot. Here's a unit. Here we go. And here's my skirmishing unit. That should have more in but doesn't. So let's pretend that's a full-on skirmisher unit. So if I'm like this, and these charge in, and all my skirmishers rank up, so let's say we've got like, I don't know, a whole bunch of skirmishers ranked up. This can see through them and can charge and then move them out of the way. Chariot runners can do that. And a chariot can charge in, so they could take a charge and then the chariot can plow in. Is that what that's saying? I feel like that's what that's saying. I had initially assumed that my chariot had to charge through the skirmishing unit before it was in contact with anything, but it looks like... Okay, let me just read this from the top. Friendly models whose troop type is chariot can draw a line of sight over or through models with this special rule and can move through friendly units of chariot runners that are in skirmish formation. If the chariot's move would result in ending on top of a chariot runner, simply nudge the chariot... it says move through, does that include charge? Yeah, it must be charge. The whole point is you want to be able to charge through, right? There's no point. If a chariot's move would result in it ending on top of a chariot runner, simply nudge the chariot runner aside by the smallest amount possible to make space for the chariot. Whilst in skirmish formation, units of chariot runners can treat friendly chariots that are within an inch or more of the unit's model as part of a unit for the purpose of unit coherency. Okay, so the question that I have then is... there was open... where was the open order thing? For skirmishers and charging... I don't think I cared about that. I was looking at... We were literally just looking at it a second ago, weren't we? The different types of orders. Troop types. Maybe it was open order. I'm trying to remember where I was looking now. I feel like it's earlier on. Okay, it's characters. Monsters, cavalry, light cavalry. Troop types. Oh, skirmishers is just after it, isn't it? Because that's a formation. Open order formation. Combat order. So skirmish formation. What I was checking basically is I was wondering if this was a formation, an open order formation. Combat order is not a formation. So I wondered if you changed to a new formation when you're in combat. It seems to me like that's how you can use chariot runners. And maybe everybody knows this, and I just haven't used them before. But so it feels like I can take a charge with some chariot runners. Oh, look at that! I've left my. You probably already noticed that. I left my. I don't even know what's going on here now. How long? I've put my book on top of my keyboard. There we go. Just pressed down for ages, like it's trying to kill something. Okay. Yeah. So is that how that's how I'm reading chariot runners get used anyway. That's pretty cool. Okay. So yes, so Ungor herds would be good as chariot runners. Or short bows. Okay, chariot runners, horde, which they're not going to be doing in skirmish formation, but they could have horde if I wanted them to be in open order and use them as spearman unit. Don't know if I would. So really, I think ideally you want like throwing spears. Does throwing spears? No, throwing spears means you get +1 attack on turns that you charge, doesn't it? Thrusting spears is +1 attack, or +1 rank to a fight on a turn when you are charged. One is when charging, one is when you're charged. Short bows. I feel like Ungors need short bow. Ungors who are chariot runners need short bows, really. Because then they can stand and shoot, and then the chariot can charge through them. So that's the optimal use. I don't have any short bows. I mean, I might have like some goblin short bows I could give some. But they've got sleeves on. But I can just use their hands. Maybe that's the thing. I could make some short bow wielding guys. Anyway, cool. So that's an option. Harpies. Harpies are harpies. 2 attacks. Fly 10. Move through cover. Scouts. Scouts is good. Skirmisher Swift Stride. Yeah. They're a utility piece. I'm not quite sure what I'd use them for yet. Like war machines maybe. But you've got ambushers. I would use the ambushers for war machines. But they can scout. But they can't charge on a turn. The turn off. If you scout, you cannot then charge that turn. Okay. First turn. Minotaurs are your classic monstrous infantry, basically. Additional hand weapons, grey weapons, yeah. But they can take mutations, magic items, and magic standard. Can have ambushes. 1 in your army can have ambushes. Not like 1 per 1,000 points, just 1 in your army. Okay, fine. Blood Greed, Blood Rage, Bulgars, Close Order, Fear. They've got Foe Render. That's quite good. That's an incentive to just take... Wait, do they have... They've got Blood Greed as well. So they can have like 5 attacks. Any model in the unit may take a shield. Have they got the mixed Motley Crew? Okay. So that guy can actually take his random shield. That's funny. Oh, so they're Motley Crew. So you can... Any unit can take additional hand weapon, any unit can take a raid weapon, any unit can take a... Oh, so I actually can run them all together like that. I don't know if I'd want to, but I can. That's the main thing. But they can get +2 attacks. So can they have what armor? They've got light armor. Light armor and shields. I mean, that's the thing. With Foe Render, that makes it interesting. Impact hits 1. Motley Crew Primal Fury. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's... Sounds like a legit move. Because, like, Frenzy Because if your foe render only kicks in if you pass your primal fury, and once your primal fury kicks in, you've blood raged. To get frenzy, when you're blood rage to get frenzy, your blood rage kicks in. Blimey, that's such a chain of events. Okay, and you get +2 attacks. So you've got 5 attacks. I mean, I don't hate having one just taking the hand weapon and a shield. That seems alright. Yeah, cool. And ambushing Minotaur. I don't know, would I want to ambush Minotaurs tonight? Centigores. Is there a limit of how many of your units can ambush? Can you? Because so in the old days, you could only ambush like half your army. But it looks like you could ambush the entire army? Wow. Ooh. Ambush your entire army. Let me think about this. I can't think of anything that says you can't. Could you, if you ambush your entire army, then you can basically just completely negate gun lines and war machines and stuff like that. Make them useless until you just arrive. Is there anything that says, wait, ambush? It's just the normal ambush rules, isn't it? Can you just ambush an entire army? Let's go to ambushes. A unit with this special rule can be held in reserve from blah blah blah. Unit base. It doesn't say, gives no limitation on how many units can ambush in your army. Beastman Chieftain can have the ambusher special rule. Brayhorn. If your general is on the battlefield during the command subphase of their turn, they may attempt to sound the Brayhorn by making a leadership test. If this test is passed, you may immediately roll again for each unit of ambushes. So do you just bring a beast lord onto the battlefield, hide him behind some terrain, and then just like and yeah, interesting. The next question is, I've made an assumption that the character with the highest leadership has to be your general, but I've not looked that up in the current rules. Characters. The general, okay. Highest leadership, okay, fine. Just in case you can't see that because it's really far away. The general is the character in your army with the highest leadership. So you can't just have a random wargore just bring him on for his Brayhorn ability. But you can have a random beast lord with the Brayhorn. Interesting. Minotaur champions. Imagine if you just had a ton of Doom Balls. I say a ton loosely. How many? Yeah, you couldn't take many. Could you? You could take 2 in 1,000 points. Can they ambush? No, they probably can't ambush. No, I don't want to ambush with them anyway. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Take a whole army of ambushers. What can ambush? Chieftains, Beastmen, Shamans. Wait, have ambushers or be mounted on a chariot. Fine, can't have both. These guys can't ambush. Bestigors can't ambush. Gore herds. Wait, where's the? Oh wait. Yeah, they can't ambush. Yeah. They can ambush. Centigore can ambush. I was looking in the wrong place. They can ambush. Gores can ambush. Angors can ambush. One Minotaur unit can ambush, which is fine. Centigore can ambush. One unit can ambush, fine. Dragon Ogres. Yeah, I didn't expect them to be able to ambush, and I imagine nothing else can ambush. Got Vanguard. I haven't got this far yet, obviously. Tuskor, Chariots, no ambush in here. Jump Slide, no. I thought I said Ghostbusters then. Ghost Sight. Yeah, we'll look at that in a minute. No ambushing here. Gorgon, no ambushing. Right, well that's interesting. You could have an ambushing army. So if you have an ambushing army, you're limited to 1 unit of Minotaurs, 1 unit of Centaurs, Ungors, and Gors. But could you make a... I'm just thinking like a tournament army. Could you make a tournament army that is an ambushing army? I'm surprised the hounds can't ambush. Where are the hounds? Chaos Warhounds. They can Vanguard instead. Yeah. Fine. I don't even know what a Razorgore herd looks like. Okay. Yeah. That might be an interesting army to mess with people's heads. A fully ambushing army. Apart from your general. You bring your general on the board. There's no guarantee he wouldn't get killed straight away. Because like he's the only thing on the board. You'd have to try and find somewhere to hide. Or you just don't care. And just gradually and just bring your units on piecemeal right in their enemy in the rear of their army. Yeah, it's an interesting thought. I don't know. I'll think I'll play around with that at some point, and have a proper muse what it might look like to make an ambushing army. Not today. We've got other things to do today, but it's on the list. Okay, so Minotaurs we looked at. I quite like the idea of taking them with just hand weapons because they're getting their +2 attacks when they're frenzied, which I feel like they could do quite often. Maybe they won't frenzy all that much actually, because they're only leadership 7. Yeah, maybe you can't guarantee they'll get that frenzy. Is that what's the Minotaur champion? The Doomball's leadership 8. Even then, will he frenzy all that much? Maybe not. Yeah, okay, maybe they won't be frenzying much. I mean, it's more often than not. Average roll on 2d6 is 7. If he's leadership 8, it's already more often than average anyway. Yeah, but you can't guarantee it. Okay, so Centaurs. What are Centaurs like these days? Yeah, fast. Weapon skill 4, strength 4. They're kind of like Bestigors, but fast. Weapon skill 4, strength 4. Yeah, they are Bestigors. A little bit less leadership, less initiative, but other than that, they're Bestigors, but faster. Oh, they don't come with spears. Cavalry spears can take cavalry spears or throwing spears, or replace shields with great. Oh, they can all have great weapons. Wow, didn't see that coming. I mean, that's pretty cool. Great weapons is good. Yeah, I quite like that. Throwing axes, javelins. They've got all the gear. Did they ever bring out plastic Centaurs? I don't know. Maybe they did. Yeah, 1 unit can ambush. Oh yes, Centaurs. Yeah, yes, I feel like I knew that. Centaurs, Minotaurs, Gors, and Ungors. Yeah. Drunken. Oh, we've looked at all these already. They've got Horde. Really? You really gonna have hordes of Centaurs? They're like cavalry. What's that? You'd need 20. 20 guys? 20 Centaurs to get... I can't imagine that coming into play for anyone ever. Move through cover, open order, primal fury. Oh, they can skirmish. That's interesting. Benefits of skirmishing. Why would I want to skirmish? Because they've got javelins, throwing axes. Not sure skirmishing is all that good for them. Stomp attacks. Well, why wouldn't I skirmish? I'm not getting rank bonus, but I can disrupt. Are they unit strength 2, so they can disrupt stuff if they're not skirmishing, and they're probably gonna be like flank attacking. I don't know. I don't feel like skirmishing's all that great an idea for them. Maybe throwing axes is good. Don't know. Stomp attacks, swift stride, and warband. Yeah, don't know. Dragon ogres. 3 attacks and strength 5. So against your average opponent, they're wounding on 2s with their strength 5 anyway. So that's good. So additional hand weapons. Yeah, I mean these guys could do with additional hand weapons. Halberds. They're initiative 2. Why would I take a halberd when I can take a great weapon? Like I'm not going to out initiative to anything anyway. Take heavy armor. Yeah, heavy armor's worth taking. Upgrade a model to Shartak. Yep, for an extra, just an extra attack. But he can take mutations and magic items. Armor Bane 1, Armor Hide 2. Oh, Armored Hide 2. Oh, that's good. And heavy armor. Wait, these guys. Heavy armor and Armored Hide. That's a 3+ armor save. Very good. I would take great weapons on these guys. Even though they're wounding on 2s for most stuff. But strength 7 is good. Yeah, Armored Hide. And if you've got great weapons, that's my AP 2, right? And Armor Bane, they're doing stuff. They get 2 stomp attacks each, because they're monstrous cavalry. Right, okay. Encircled weapons, you give up on that with your... I mean, there's no reason you would take encircled weapons, like make use of their encircled weapons, because you're either going to take an additional hand weapon, or a great weapon, or a halberd. You're never going to just take hand weapons, that I can see anyway. Right, what does Quickening Storm do? Quickening Storm. 5+ ward saves against wounds suffered that were caused by magic missiles or vortexes. In addition, if a model with this special rule, or the unit it belongs to, suffers 1 or more hits from Storm Call, page 104, Shaggoth. Okay, Shaggoth can do it. This model can cast the following bound spell with a power level of 1, even if in combat. Magic Missile. If the bound spell is cast, all units within 6 inches of this model, friend or foe, including units engaged in combat with this model, suffer D3 strength 4 hits. All units, D3 strength 4 hits. Okay. Each with an AP of -1. Fine. So it's just like little bolts of lightning coming down. Okay, fine. 6 inches, so you have to be within 6 inches of a Shaggoth, basically, for Quickening Storm to take effect. Oh, and I didn't even see what it did. Give some frenzy or something, probably. Becomes quickened, not frenzied. A quickened model has +1 initiative and +1 attacks. And lasts until your next turn. Okay. It's nowhere near as good as it used to be, I don't think. I don't think they would... I feel like they used to be immune to damage from lightning attacks, and it would make them frenzied. 5+ ward save against wounds suffered. Okay, fine. Suffers 1 or more hits. So it doesn't have to get wounded. Okay, fine. And it's got a 5+ ward save against those hits. So it just has to, basically just has to be the target of the spell. 1 or more hits becomes quickened. Okay, fine. It's worth that. So Dragon Ogres, so that could give them 4 attacks if they, but only on the turn that it happens. So the spell has to go off, and they have to be within range, within 6 inches, for that to be a thing. So I don't know how likely it is to happen. I don't know. They're leadership 8 though. It's like some of the bravest in the army. Wait, is he leadership 9 and he can't be the general? He's leadership 9. That's rubbish. Oh well, never mind. Chaos Warhounds. They're not fast cavalry though. Surprises. But there we go. No, I mean they're only movement 7. Yeah. Basic stats. But you can give them Armoured Hide, give them Poison Attacks and Vanguard. Poison Attacks and Vanguard is basically their good thing, so you're always going to take that. It's only 5 points for the entire unit. Take Vanguard. I guess depends on how many you've got in your unit as to whether that's a good bargain. But yeah, Poison Attacks and Vanguard. That's basically what I'd be taking them for. Razor Gore Herds. Oh, so they're monstrous cavalry basically. They're war beasts, but they are kind of like, in terms of base size, that's monstrous cavalry type base size. Tusks counts as a hand weapon. Calloused Hide counts as light armor. Yeah, they're 52 points each. Okay, so they're basically a monstrous cavalry thing. 4 attacks, strength 5, 3 wounds. Yeah, basically monstrous cavalry, aren't they? But 4 attacks is loads of attacks. Armor Bane. Oh, so they're Razor Gore chariots. So this then actually does fit that kind of profile of a Razor Gore beastie type thing. What's it got? 4 attacks, strength 5. Yeah, move 7 might be a bit generous, but okay, cool. That is definitely a Razor Gore chariot then. Razor Gore herds. So you can have a whole bunch of them. Counts as light armor. Armor Bane 1. They've got Foe Render, so that actually is you. Wait. Doesn't Foe Render only. Oh, they've got Primal Fury. Right, but that doesn't. But they've got no way of getting Frenzy. Foe Render, didn't it say Foe Render only works? Oh, does Foe Render work when you've got Primal Frenzy? Primal Fury, not when you're frenzied. Foe Render, whilst subject to Primal Fury, a hand weapon carried by that's armor piercing character -2. Right, okay. So they don't have to be frenzied, but not that it makes a difference. Razor Tusks. Where's Razor Tusks? Where's Razor Tusks? Okay, I'll have a look at that in a sec. So they've got Tusks, and they've got Razor Tusks. But when Primal Fury kicks in, it's not going to kick in very often at all. But when Primal Fury kicks in, Foe Render kicks in to make it additional -2. They've got Impact, it's D3. And they've got Razor Tusks. Razor Tusks. Why is it here and not there? Like other special rules. Alright, fine. During a turn in which it charged, the armor-piercing characteristics of a Tusk Gore or Razor Gore Tusk. What's a Tusk Gore? Just like a boar. A Tusk Gore or Razor Gore's tusks hand weapon is improved by 1 AP. Okay. Wait. So does that mean if they have Primal Fury, then their AP is 3? And Armor Bane. Yeah, very good. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just give them some natural AP anyway. But there we go, fine. Okay, cool. Razor Gores. Tusk Gore chariots. Gore, Bestigore. Oh yeah, they've got a boar and a boar and a Gestibor. Yes, they do. They have a Gore and a Bestigore. Fine. Hand weapon and great weapon, hand weapon and cavalry spear. Yep. Tusks counts as hand weapons. Close order, first charge. Ooh, first charge is really good, isn't it? It disrupts your first charge. Disrupts your opponent. Yeah, pretty sure that's what first charge does. Let's have a look. There's F. We looked at fast cavalry a minute ago. First charge. Ooh. Here it is. If the unit's first charge of the game is successful, if the unit makes contact with the charge target, the charge target becomes disrupted until the end of the combat phase of that turn. Yeah, first charge is a very good ability. Very good for chariots. I approve. First charge, impact hits, d6+1, which is very good. Mark of Chaos Undivided, Primal Fury, Razor Tusson, Warband. What? Unit size 1. Why'd I have Warband? Can't. Warband only works if you join a unit, doesn't it? Yeah. Is it meant to say 1+? Because it's a. Oh no, it's Heavy Chariot. They're both Heavy Chariots. I thought this was the Light Chariot option. Why would it have Warband? When is that ever going to kick in? Is there something I'm missing about Warband? We're in the special rules, we might as well have a look. Warband. A warband gains a positive modifier to its leadership characteristics equal to its current rank bonus. It'd be getting no ranks. Oh, ooh, I didn't see this. Okay, fine. A warband can, yeah, should have. If the majority of the models in a unit have the special rule, it may re-roll its charge roll. Now, I did not realize that. Re-rolling charge rolls with warband. I can do that with my goblins. I had completely overlooked that rule. Okay. The majority of models in this unit have this special re-roll its charge roll. Would you? I guess you'd re-roll both dice. There was something I overlooked on Warband. There we go. And it wasn't what I was expecting. Interesting. So they can re-roll their charge roll. You'd have to roll both. But you're probably only going to do that if you roll really low, like 1s and 2s, maybe 3s. I guess that's not true. You just re-roll it if you don't make the charge, obviously. Okay. Cool. Warband lets you re-roll your charge roll. That's very good. And these don't have it. The Razor Gore Chariots don't have it, but the Tusk Gore Chariots do. That's really funny. But there you go. Other than that, it's Strength 5 with 4 wounds and Toughness 4. Kind of standard chariot stats, I guess. I feel like some chariots actually, light chariots probably like Strength 4. Yeah, Best of Gore on Gore and Tusk Gores, which just used to be Boars, right? Strength 4, 1 Strength 4 attack each. Fine. Razor Gores, which are the big boy that we met a minute ago. Yep. 4 Strength 5 attacks. It's a Toughness 5 chariot with a 4+ armor save. They've both got 4+ armor save. It's got first charge as well, which is good. Impact hits d6+2. Very nice. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, but that warband actually is really good for Tusk Gore Chariots. Shame they can't ambush. I feel like they used to be able to ambush. Okay, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Okay, so he's leadership 9, and that leadership 9 goes to waste. He causes terror though. Ooh, that's good. That's very good. Dragon Ogre Shaggoth causes terror. I mean, he should cause terror. So the reason I like terror is because it gives your opponent -1 to their leadership test when they do a break test. Which means you're more likely to win combat, obviously, and more likely to make them run away. Not more likely to win combat, sorry, more likely to make them run away. Okay, so move 7, so he's fast. Well, how does that compare to, I guess, the Dragon Ogres for move 7 as well? Move 7. But you can't join the unit because he's not a character anymore. I am disappointed by that. But there we go. Armored Hide 2. He can have heavy armor, so he can have a 3+ armor save, which is excellent. He's very good. I do have a Shaggoth that I've always wanted to build. Close order and sword weapons. I mean, would you give him the additional hand weapon, or would you give him the great weapon? If for monster fighting, he'll take the great weapon. Because they're like tough. How tough are monsters? Let's have a look. What is it? Tough as a giant. It's 5, Cybor's 5, Giant's toughness 6. So yeah, it'd be good to have the... With the great weapon, he's wounding a giant on 2s. Without the great weapon, he's wounding it on 4s. But then giants aren't all that hard to wound because they don't have any armor, so you just shoot them lots. But these don't have much shooting attacks. Okay, large target, stomp attacks, D3+1, storm coal, terror, the quickening storm. So, I mean, they're just good, aren't they? But they are a lot of points, and they can't be a general. But he's got a 3+ armor save. He's just gonna be. He's not dying soon. He's got 6 wounds. He can purchase magic items. You can give him 2 more wounds. You could give him heavy armor. No, not heavy armor. Full plate armor. You can give him a 2+ armor save. Is that right? Am I working that out? Okay. I'm just gonna calm down a minute. Have I? Is that a thing? Blackened plate is full plate armor. That's 4+ armor save. He's got armored hide 2, 4, 3, 2+ armor save, plus dark heart to give him an extra wound. So 7 wounds with a 2+ armor save. Blimey, that's a thing. Or instead of the additional wound, is there? I don't know if the same meant. What's it items? The ones what give you ward save 30 points. Yeah, so no. Nope. He just might as well give him the additional wound. That's cool. Oh wait, you could take. No, I don't need a. He doesn't need a enchanted shield. I mean, that's cool. That is very cool. Full plate armor on the Shagoth. Now, he doesn't look like he's wearing full plate armor. He doesn't look like he's wearing any armor. But I feel like it would be rude not to give him full plate armor and let him wander around with a 2+ armor save. 2+ armor save. I mean, that's cool. I can't believe they've let you do that. I assume he can't cast spells while he's wearing that armor, but I'm not sure I care enough. He's got the quickening storm. What's it? Gives him +1 attack and +1 initiative. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I've got 5 strength, 8 attacks, and a 2+ armor save. 7 wounds. I don't care. And I've got D3+1 strength 6 stomp attacks. And of course terror. He's freaking scary. What mutation? What mutation can you give him? Is there a good mutation for him? I feel like he, I don't know, he's just a little powerhouse, isn't he? Chaos mutations. -1 to hit him? Sure, why not? What's he? Weapon skill 6. So no one's going to be hitting him on 5s anyway, really. Realistically, everyone's hitting him on 4s. But that would be hitting on 5s. Blah blah blah. +1 strength is definitely unnecessary. But if he had +1 strength, then you could take the additional hand weapon and give him another attack. -1 to hit when shooting. That's actually quite useful. Additional AP1, also useful. That's an additional attack. Using an ordinary weapon. What's an ordinary weapon? They used to be called mundane weapons. Are they just called ordinary weapons these days? I'm just wondering if a great weapon is an ordinary weapon. Where are weapons? Are they before these? Nope. War machines. Okay, I feel like they're after war machines. Spears, here we go. It doesn't say. Ordinary weapon. So in previous editions, they called them mundane weapons, and a mundane weapon was a weapon that wasn't magic. So I'm just trying to see if there's a rule here that says, like the equivalent of the mundane kind of keyword. Choose which barrier. Use this weapon itself. Definitely choose which weapon. There. I wonder if it will call it out in the magic weapons. Unusual armor. Why is it called unusual? A shield? How is that unusual? Where's the magic weapons? Magical or mundane, so they've got mundane here. Magic weapons, blah blah blah. A magic weapon cannot be used alongside an additional hand weapon, magical or mundane, to get an extra attack. A character that wields a magic weapon cannot set it aside to use a mundane equivalent. So we've got mundane here, but that talks about ordinary. What's an ordinary weapon? An ordinary made in an ordinary hand weapon. Okay, fine. So it says hand weapon over there. Mundane. Why doesn't it call it a mundane hand weapon? Okay, there we go. So that's. I feel like that needs kind of picking up in an errata at some point to say this should be a mundane hand weapon, not an ordinary hand weapon. Because it said the word ordinary, I missed the word hand and read it as ordinary weapon. Okay, fine. Troop type is infantry only. Armored hide 1. Oh no, infantry only. +1 initiative. It's not really, apart from slug skin. I mean, slug skin or pout of midnight. So -1 to hit in combat. -1 to hit in shooting actually is probably better for him because he's going to get shot more, maybe? I don't know. One of those two, slug skin or pout of midnight, are particularly good. I mean, that's cool, being able to take a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth with a 2+ armor save. And 7 wounds. And -1 to hit, whether in combat or whatever the other option is. Now, you know what? Is there anything that says you can't cast spells if you carry a shield? What am I looking for? So I just saw the shield rules a minute ago. Where was it? It was around combat weapons. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't say anything here. Nothing there. Armor. Wizards and armor. Okay, wizards cannot wear armor. Should a wizard ever do so, they'll be unable to make any casting or dispel rolls. This penalty applies to all armor and shields, magical or otherwise, but doesn't include barding, which isn't worn by the wizard but by their mount. So you cannot use a shield as a wizard. Fine. Okay, so that's the question, isn't it? 3+ armor save with his Storm Call ability. And Storm Call has the potential to give him an additional attack and additional initiative. He's initiative 4, so that'll make him initiative 5. Or 2+ armor save. I just like the idea of a 2+ armor save, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, Javaslav, what does this bad boy do? He's also leadership 9, but it's not gonna do anything with it. Right, maybe. 5 attacks, strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds, so pretty good. Monstrous creature, a slithy tongue, scaly skin. Special rules, close order, he can fly. He's got wings. Large target, maddening. Oh, he causes terror as well. Nice. Maddening aura. We'll look at that in a sec. Poison attacks, nice. Spurting bile blood. He's got loads of special. Stomp attacks, D3. Swift stride, terror. He's a fast boy, isn't he? I kind of felt like he was some fat Nurgle boy, but he's fast. Flies 9. Swift stride. Okay, maddening aura. During the command subphase of its turn, an enemy unit that's within 8 inches of this model, including units that are fleeing or engaged in combat, must take a leadership test. If it's failed, it offers D3 strength 3 hits with no armor or regeneration saves, but you can have ward saves. That's really weird. So just, yeah, a mere glance can drive all sanity and reason from the minds of those who behold it. Wow. Okay. Just injures you by being looked at. I mean, it doesn't actually look at them, but fine. Spurting bile blood. For each wound this model loses during the combat phase, the attacking enemy unit suffers a strength 4 hit with an AP of -1. Okay. It can shoot with its tongue, like a frog. That was my tongue shot impression. Move and shoot. Quick shot, 12-inch range, strength 5, AP -1. Okay, cool. Yep, very good. Alright. How many points was he? He's got poison attacks as well. I definitely read that, but forgot instantly. 195 points. Scaly skin counts as heavy armor. Yeah, he's an interesting little unit. I don't know, like, what purpose I'd use him for in battle. He's just, I guess, if you get him if you like the model. But he's a flying terror causer, so that's pretty good. So he can be wherever he needs to be to boost a combat. And he's got poison attacks and a maddening. Maddening aura is. It just happens every turn. I don't know why I thought it was like something he had to do, but of its turn. Wait, during the command subphase of its turn at any enemy unit within 8 inches of this model. Okay, so on the enemy's turn, at the beginning of the turn, everything with 8 inches takes a test and suffers D3 strength 3 hits, which is not much, but there's no armor or regen saves. That's really good against heavily armored stuff. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, okay, he's good. He's good. Cockatrice is another flyer which can turn stuff to stone. Oh, 6 attacks. Only strength 4. That's a lot of attacks for, like, only being strength 4. That's unusual. But yeah, fine. Claws counts as hand weapon, petrifying gaze, scaly skin, heavy armor. Acidic vomit and poison attacks are optional. Close order, fly 10, large target, stomp attacks 1, stony stare, swift stride, another terror causer. I mean, it is pretty scary if it's turning you to stone. At the start of each combat phase, each model in base contact with this model must make an initiative test. If the test is failed, they suffer D3. Each model suffers D3 strength 2 hits, with no armor save permitted. Strength 2. Ward and regeneration saves can be attempted as normal. We did read something earlier that lets you reroll wounds or something like that. Strength 2 hits. But was it a mutation? No armor save permitted. Ward and regens can be attempted as normal. Okay. Petrifying gaze. Oh. Petrifying gaze. It's not. For some reason, I read this as part of this thing, but no, that's a shooting attack. An 18-inch strength 2 shooting attack. Magical attacks, multiple wounds, D3. right, strength 2, it's probably not going to wound anything, but when it does... Actually, no AP. I feel like that's basically never going to do anything. Strength 2, it's hardly ever going to wound. And it's got no AP, so they'll probably save. Why do they get to... I'm surprised, yeah. I'm surprised it... Not applicable. I'm surprised you get an armor save from a petrifying gaze. Wait. I should have read the note. For some reason, stuff like this, because so here it's fluff, right? So in the east, the swirling melee of combat is an indistinct blur to the Cygor. So I see this as fluff. So this note here, because it's in italics, that's what I'm trying to say. Stuff in italics gets ignored, but this is actually really important. When making a roll to wound for an attack made with this weapon, substitute the target's toughness with its initiative. No armor save is permitted against wounds caused by this weapon. So why does it say AP not applicable? Weird. Okay, so fine. That's better. Acidic Vomit is a breath weapon. Strength 3 -1. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean it's another flying terror causer that does some things. It's 6 strength 4 attacks in combat as well. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, I think it's the kind of thing that you buy if you like the model. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it does have more of a use than I am giving it credit for. Okay, I just realised my battery is running out on my phone, but we've only got 2 things left. Cygor. 4 attacks. So, considering this cockatrice, this is like fast and furious attacks. This guy's just slow but strong. Claws counts as a hand weapon. Hurl attack. Callous hides light armor. Close order. Ghost sight. Immune psychology. Large target. Soul eater. Stomp attacks D3. Stubborn. Terror attack. There's lots and lots of terror causes, but I guess it is the Beastmen. During the combat phase, a Cygor may reroll any failed rolls to hit made against enemy wizards, enemy models or units equipped with magic items, or enemy models or units with wards or regeneration save. So it can reroll failed rolls to hit. Cool. Soul Eater, enemy wizard that wishes to cast a spell whilst within 12 inches of one or more Cygors. One or more. Lots of Cygors. Must first make a leadership test. If the test has failed, the wizard has lost their nerve, and should they fail to cast the spell has been miscast. So if you wait, within 12 inches of Cygor, take a leadership test. If you fail your leadership test, if you fail the leadership test. If you fail to cast the spell, so, okay, an enemy wizard, I'm just trying to play through the series of events that happens. I'm going to cast this spell over there. You're within 12 inches of a Cygor. Make your test. Oh, I failed my test. Okay, now I try and cast the spell. If you fail the spell, then you miscast it, and you roll on the miscast table. Yes, so you still have to try and cast the spell. And you don't get to say, oh no, I'm too scared, I don't want to cast the spell anymore. You just have to try and cast the spell. I don't know. If this is passed, the wizard can continue with the casting attempt as normal. Hurl attack. Ooh, wait. I'm surprised it's got a minimum range. Why does it have a minimum range? Because that's definitely the kind of weapon that you can just slam into the ground on something that's right next to you. So yeah, minimum range is weird. There's definitely things without minimum ranges that should have minimum ranges, and this one I feel like should not. But it's the equivalent of a war machine, basically, this guy. So that's cool. It's a stone thrower. A 3-inch blast template. If misfire is rolled, the model loses a single wound. Oh, because it doesn't... instead of rolling on the misfire table. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, dropped it on its foot or head or something. Multiple wounds, D3+1 special rule applies only to a single model whose base lies underneath the central hole of the blast template. I mean, they probably didn't need to do that, because these are massive. You could easily squish, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 guys with that, plus it'll roll a little bit. So I feel like they should have let that be not just a central hole, but no, whatever. Unlike like a trebuchet, when it's shooting much smaller rocks, which are more likely to just hit the single guy in the middle, whereas this like is the size of a unit, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, yeah, kind of cool. It's a war machine basically that causes terror and really doesn't like wizards and magic stuff. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd take him as a war machine, and he's good in combat. Yeah, cool. Chaos Giant is basically a giant, but can have scaly skin. Counts as heavy armor. Oh, that's good. I see. It comes with calloused hide, with light armor, but can have scaly skin to make it heavy armor, and it can have regeneration. Only a 6+. But I mean, like, that's giant. Normally, the giant's downfall is they have no armor. So to be able to have heavy armor and regeneration actually makes them very, very good. Other than that, the normal giant stuff, which does loads of damage. I initially thought giants had been horrendously nerfed because like their swing used to do 2d6 attacks, and I was like, oh, it's d6 attacks, and then I realised that they've got stomp attacks as well, because again, back in 6th and 7th edition, stomp attacks weren't a thing. So they've always got their d6 attacks plus whatever they decide to do with their other thing. So yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know why you'd ever use pickup, and I'm not going to spend time trying to work that out now. Okay, on to the last thing, the Gorgon, which I really like the idea of, because it's got swallow hole. And I just love that kind of thing. Cleaver limbs, oh, man, that sounds cool. It's a crazy, crazy thing. So what has it got? 5 attacks, strength 6, toughness 6, 6 wounds, movement 7. How does that compare? Giant's movement 6, so it's fast. And the Cygor's movement 7 as well, which surprises me. But the Cygor's leadership 8, the Gorgon's leadership 9, and the Giant's leadership 10. They've got 3 giants basically in the army. 4 actually, because they've got the Dragon Ogre, Shaggoth. That's basically a giant as well. 4. I mean, this is a large target. The Jabba Slithe is like a flying giant, but I guess maybe it's more dragon-esque. I don't know. But yeah, the Shaggoth, the Cygor. Oh, the Cockatrice is a large target. I didn't expect that. They're quite small, aren't they? But yeah. Anyway, they've got 4 giants in my mind. Cleaver limbs, calloused hides, light armor, blood greed, which was the +2 attacks for frenzy. As long as it's frenzied, it gets +2 attacks. That was blood greed, right? So it's 7 attacks. Wowza. Large target, primal fury, so it can get its. Oh no, it's blood. What was the one that made it get its frenzy back? It wasn't blood greed, it was the other one. Blood rage? No. I don't know which way would have been the better way to do it, to look. Blood rage. Yeah, blood rage is the one that gives you frenzy back. So this can't actually get its frenzy back. But whilst it's frenzied, it does get +2 attacks. Stomp attacks, D3, stubborn. Okay, and nice. Yes, because a giant is unbreakable, which is excellent. Just being unbreakable is cool. Cygor stubborn as well. Fine. Yeah, unbreakable is ridiculously good. I love unbreakable. It means that you can't. The best you can do in combat against them is make them move back 2 inches. That's it. Terror and Timber and Swallowhole. Okay, Swallowhole. During the command subphase of its turn, a Gorgon that is engaged in combat with 1 or more units of regular infantry or heavy infantry may choose to make a Swallowhole attack. During the command subphase. So it's like a bonus free attack at the beginning of the turn. To make a Swallowhole attack, nominate an enemy unit of regular or heavy infantry that the Gorgon's engaged in combat with. Unit must immediately make an initiative test. If the test has failed, the Gorgon grabs a victim from the unit, stuffs them into its gullet. A single model belonging to the target uses immediately from play as a casualty. If this test is passed, the warriors manage to avoid the grasping Gorgon. No one is picked up and the attack has no effect. Each time an enemy model is removed from play in this way, the Gorgon recovers a single lost wound. So every turn, it could be recovering a wound. Every turn from like turn 3 onwards, probably. You're not going to be in combat turn 2, are you? Maybe you are. Maybe turn 2. So you can potentially regain like 5 wounds during the game. 4 or 5 wounds. But you have to, they have to, what is it? Take an initiative test. Depends what you're playing against. Okay, most of the time that's going to get passed, I think. Particularly if you're playing against elves, it'll definitely get passed. Grabs a victim and gets a, yeah, that's cool. Cleaver limbs have Killing Blow and Monster Slayer. Monster Slayer's Killing Blow, right? For monsters. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, so I want a Gorgon. Okay, cool. Right, so now that I've read all of the rules, I wasn't quite planning on reading all of the rules, but yeah, it's good to know what you're dealing with. So let's have a look at a list. Now I only need like let's see what we've got. Let's have a look at Beastmen Brayherds. So this is what we're working with. Yeah, I made it small again. But the hounds, which weren't a core unit. Let me just get it back to the. This is me moving the book. Ooh. Okay. So core units are warhounds are a core unit, and if your general's a Doom Bull, then the Minotaurs can be a core unit. Maybe all I need to do is paint a Doom Bull, and I've got a 500-point army. That would be, if that's true, then actually that seems like the move. It wasn't quite what I was expecting to do, but so I mean, fine. Let's make 500 points and create a list. So I've got a unit of warhounds, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 12 warhounds. 12 warhounds. 12 warhounds. I do want them to have poison attacks. I do quite like Vanguard, and it's only 5 points. And why not? Let's give them some armor save. There we go. Beautiful. 100 points. Only 24 points missing, right? And a Minotaur herd. 2. You have to have at least 2, do you? Well, let's have. Oh, can we? We can't afford a Doom Bull. That's unexpected. Fine, let's do it. Let's have a Doom Bull. Got 40 points left on the Doom Bull. I can give him full plate armor, right? What did I say? I would give him full plate armor, but he's not gonna pass. I was thinking that I would pass my test off. I don't think he's gonna pass it quite frequently to get Frenzy. He doesn't start with Frenzy, does he? No. But I'm tempted to take that risk. So if I give him a shield and he's got a hand weapon, because I'm thinking, foe render. Yeah, Primal Fury. I'm trying to look at all the things. Primal Fury. If you pass a Primal Fury test, which is a leadership test, when you're in combat, your foe render kicks in. Bing. Your Blood Rage kicks in. Bing. You get Frenzy. So that gives you your -2 AP. That kicks in, you get Frenzy. And then Blood Rage kicks in. Bing. Which gives you +2 attacks instead of +1 attack. And Slaughter's Call also kicks in. Bing. He's got all these things activate. Bing, bing, bing. Like lights glowing up everywhere. Gaze of the Gods. That's interesting. I haven't looked at the Gaze of the Gods, but fine. Don't need to see that now. So, I think I'm seriously tempted by the. Let's move this over here. The Blackened Plate. That gives him a 3+, is it? So 4+ and a shield, 3+ armor save. That's very good. And he's got 5 attacks already. If he gets frenzied, that'll be 7 attacks. Do I risk it? Because I don't have to take the shield. I could just have him with a 4+ armor save and give him an additional hand weapon. And just always have 6 attacks, but with no foe rend option. I don't know. I feel like I like this. Okay, let's make him the general. He's got what did I say? 3+ armor save. Yeah, 3+ armor save and a hand weapon. How many points? I've got 10 points left. Were there any chaos mutations that were 10 points? Uncanny senses. +1 initiative. Might not be bad. Because what's his initiative? Initiative 5. Make him initiative 6. I don't hate that. What does Nod hide? Was that +1? Oh, okay. Wait, you can have 2+ armor save. if I got rid of his shield, no, that doesn't make any sense. I could get rid of his shield and give him a gnarled hide and an additional hand weapon, no, but I'm losing on the foe render ability. I think just the fact that he's got a mega armor save, I'm pretty content with that. But he could be a many-limb fiend. Do you have one? May take chaos mutations up to a total of. So he could have an additional attack and a gnarled hide instead of that shield. No, instead of the blackened plate. So wait, the blackened plate. He can actually. So instead of 25 points, we can give him heavy armor for 6 and the gnarled hide 15. So that's 21 points to do the same thing, right? And gives me not enough points for my many-limbed fiend. But heavy armor, that's 5, 4, 3. Yeah, so I've just managed to do the same thing. Alternatively, you could have gnarled hide. Yeah, armored hide. And the if you had more points, of course. Yeah, that is really, really good to know. It doesn't really help right now, but it is very good to know that I can give him a 2+ armor save if I wanted to in army where I've got more points. Okay, cool. Yeah, why not? He could have some uncanny senses. Does he need them? He probably doesn't need them. We'll see. If we got some points left, we'll give him uncanny senses. But for now, he has got. Oh, why am I spinning? I can see my my phone battery's got 5% left. I don't know if I need this anymore. We'll see. Yeah, I'll leave it on, and if it dies, it dies. Okay, so yeah, so he's got what? What do we say? He's got 5 attacks and a 3+ armor save, and potential for 7 attacks and AP2. So yeah, good, great. I'll take that. Why is magic item 0? Oh, because I took the thing off. I gave him heavy armor and gnarled hide instead. Yes, I guess gnarled hide you can only have 1 per army, so I might want to use that somewhere else, but I probably won't. Okay, so I can now take my Minotaurs, which are mixed unit. But I mean, I could take 2 separate units, one with great weapons, one with hand weapons and shields. Don't know. Let's just say we got 3 with great weapons. Oh, I also let's take 6. Oh wait, I'm way over my points. Oh, let's carry on. Let's make this 1,000 points. I don't know. Why not? Let's make it 1,000 points. Do I have a 1,000-point army if I paint my Doom Ball? Build and paint my Doom Ball. Maybe it is a 1,000-point army. It's a very tiny army though. Okay, so Minotaur herds. Potentially I could split that into 2. Queen, it's only 250 points, and now I can do the thing with this guy as well. So instead of having heavy armor, he takes the Dubri. Which one was it? The blackened plate. Now he's on. If I'm doing this though, if I'm doing 1,000, I don't know. We'll have to see how many points I've got. Okay, for now he has got 4+ armor save from the blackened plate, 3+ armor save from his shield, a 2+ armor save from the gnarled hide. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, and I can afford to give him a many-limbed fiend, right? So he's got an additional... an ordinary hand weapon, which is what he's got. How exciting! And I could give him uncanny senses as well. Wow, uncanny senses. He's initiative 5. Initiative 6 means he strikes at the same time as someone who's initiative 3 and is charged. He's having uncanny senses. That's very good. Okay, yeah, he's excellent. He's very good. And I've got points for magic items too, if I wanted to. Do I need any more magic items? He doesn't need an enchanted shield because he's got the gnarled things. Wait, enchanted shield used to give you a 5+ save. It doesn't do that anymore. It gives a 6 ward save. Non-magical stuff. Talisman. Oh, but you can afford a talisman of protection. He's just really... And Dark Hearts. What? I don't know. I feel like he is ridiculous. I kind of want some Dark Hearts now. How many points is he used? Magic items. He can't have 2. He can have 1. Anyway, I'm getting very sidetracked by the fact that I upped it to 1,000 points. 6 Minotaur Hood. I may split this into 2 units. One with great weapons and one with shields. I've only got one guy with a shield at the moment, but I could put more in. Chaos Mutations for the Blood Cline. I've used all the cheap ones on my boss. Right, okay, so that's them. What else is there? Oh, Tuskal Chariots are cool. That's cool. Razor Gores. Razor Gores? A core as well. Was that? I mean, were there clauses for these? Beast, Generous Razor Gore. Razor Gores are cool. Wow. I did not expect that. That's very cool. Oh, you have to have a gore herd. Have to have a gore herd. Alright. I need to have some gores. Let's start with that. You know what? Let's make an ambushing unit of gores with 2 hand weapons. And they can come on the back and take out some war machines. I may make that unit bigger, but that's all I need for now. Yeah, okay. Right, so I've got Centaurs, so I have 5 Centaurs. We'll have a go if I don't have a standard bearer, but I could give this guy a banner. Oh, my phone has died. Alright, fine. We don't need this anyway. Let's get rid of that. Boom. Okay, but one of my Centaurs has his spear raised, so I could turn him into a standard bearer if I want to. I'm not sure I do want to. What do I even want to do with these guys? We've got a champion, cavalry spears, throwing spears. I feel like throwing spears, cavalry spears. What am I going to do with them? I don't even know what their job is. Javelins. Okay, let's give them cavalry spears. Yes, they don't need throwing spears because throwing spears is if you've got 2 ranks. Javelins is what I was. Excludes throwing axes. Oh, I see. If you have that, you can't have that. Fine. Oh, these guys can be ambushers as well. Do I want them to be ambushers? I don't think I need them to be ambushers. No. Okay, so they've got cavalry spears and javelins. Yeah, that's cool. They can harass stuff. Fine. I don't actually have a particular game plan for this army because it's basically just my painted stuff. But there we go. Fine. And then, so that's Centaurs, the Razor Gore Chariot. Bestigore times 1. Razor Gore. Wait. Hand weapons and cavalry spear. Oh, he's got a great weapon. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, it's got them all. Why are they checkboxes? Razor Gore times 1. I don't think they are. I think it just comes with all of them. Yeah, there's no options. Okay, great. We've got that. So the only thing we don't have is my 2 little boys down here. So basically, I've discovered that if I wanted to, I could have 1,000 points already if I move the. Oh no, I need to paint. I need to do some gauze. If I move the Minotaur herd to special and then bumped up the gauze, I could do that. But this is the quickest. The quickest I can paint to have a fully functioning army is 5 gauze. He could be my champion actually, because I can give a. Yeah, okay, that guy. Let's give that guy the. If we make a true horn, I found out I can give him a great weapon. There we go. So he's now just been demoted from general to champion of the gauze, which is fine. So he's got a great weapon. Cool. Okay, so that's a use for that guy. Oh, got 2 points. Fine. There we go. Alright, so I've just quickly charged my phone, so I've got a bit more juice in it. So let's quickly see what we've got. We have got a Doom Bull, which I don't have painted or even built yet actually. 12 Warhounds, which are there. The Minotaur herd, which is at the back. 5 gauze, one of which, so this is what I was saying a second ago. If I use this guy as the champion, it means I only have to paint 4. And also means that this guy is done and ready to go. Then we've got the Centaur herd, the Razorgore chariot, and that's 1,000 points. There we go. So, right, now I'm gonna, let's put these away. Here's my, oh, there's a dice in there. Here's my box of Beastmen that are to be done. So that's a classic, I don't know if you can see that, classic metal spawn. So I remember when this came out, I didn't really understand what was going on with this, but I don't know if you can see, it's like a guy, I don't know if you can see his face actually. No, maybe not. But there's his face. This is like a guy who's been mega mutated. And there's bits of him, there's his arm. It's really hard to see just the way this camera is used. You might be able to make out his fingers there. Yeah, no, this is not particularly. It's not a good. Oh, you know what? It's tiny. Look how big. That's crazy. Okay, yeah. Now I'll be able to see better anyway. So maybe you can't see just because of the. I think so. I'm running this through QuickTime, so the camera doesn't operate as well as it does when the phone software is controlling the camera, rather than QuickTime controlling the camera. QuickTime's essentially just using it as a webcam. But yeah, can you see? That's like his elbow and his arm just kind of comes around here. It's like he's just this spawn type things are erupting out of him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've got another Minotaur built in here. I saw another one somewhere. I'm pretty sure there was a second. Yeah, there it is. Oh, this guy's missing an arm. But yeah, most of this lot got put together when I was a kid, so it's not necessarily in the best condition. So I've just, I mean, look at this. So I've taken a mace and then stuck a or a morning star, and stuck another one on top. Crazy kid, and that I can't remember. That's from a Marauder spree. Yeah, I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest. This guy's lost the top of his axe. Some more wolves in here. Dragon Ogre. On a small base now. They're on much bigger bases, aren't they? Right, so what I'm really looking for... There's a whole bag of Dragon Ogres here. That's a lot of Dragon Ogres. What I'm really looking for... Oh, another Minotaur with a great weapon. I've actually got quite a lot of Minotaurs floating around. That's the spawn again. Yeah, here we go. These are all my Pestigores. I feel like I've probably got about 20. That is... Oh, this guy's fallen apart. And as it goes on there. This is in my pre-pinning days when I either didn't know how to pin or didn't bother pinning. But there you go. So when this guy actually gets done, I'll be pinning. I did a video on how to pin. Oddgit. It was this guy, in fact. So I did it was one of my live stream tests, and I didn't realize how bad a quality I was streaming at until I went to try and take make the thumbnail tried to take an image of it and realised that actually it was such poor quality. So yeah, that's why I haven't done any more live streams. But there we go. So if you want to know how to pin, that's there. Oh, I've actually got loads of the Great Weapon guys. So there's a Great Weapon guy who's fallen apart. There's a Great Weapon guy. He's got a hand weapon, but I could give him like a shield in his other arm or something. Another Great Weapon guy. I actually got loads of Minotaurs. Did not realise this. Yeah, look at this. He could be my Doom Ball. He's a bit small though. He's actually... he's not much smaller. He is small. Once he's on his peg, he's quite small. I could put him on a rock, make him look big. But yeah, he's quite small. But he's very cool. He's a classic Minotaur. He is a nice model, but he's small. Right, let's see. I just keep putting stuff down on top. This is the Pestigore standard. Very cool. It's a shame that they can't actually be Pestigores anymore. Here's the Harpies! I didn't even realise they were in this box. That's exciting. Wondered where they'd gone. But I do only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I thought. And they're all falling apart. So I got these for my Dark Elves when I first started. I feel like there's... Oh no, there might be 5 in there. I could actually make a unit of 5 Harpies. So you can see they're quite ugly. They look beastly. And they've got these wings that stick on the back. I used to use blue tack. So before I knew what green stuff was, I used to use blue tack to try and do the equivalent of green stuff, I guess. There you go. That's what the old Harpies look like back when I first started. Does it? They should have a date on here somewhere. Marauder miniature. Can I read that? I can't read that. Basically impossible to read. It just looks like a whole bunch of lines. I think that says 97, but don't quote me on that. But I think that says 97. There you go. So I might be able to clean these up or something. Just like a random Chaos Arm on his base. There we go. This is what kind of thing you do when you're a kid. Oh, I did anyway. So there we go. I feel like I've progressed. That looks loads better, right? Okay. Oh, no, that's the random guy. That's... now this... I forgot I had this as well. This is Skylar. They just brought a Skylar model out for Blood Bowl. This is Angrim Skylar, something like that. The Corn Spawn. It looks quite... the body's a lot smaller than I expected, but yeah, he's quite a buff. Got big old buff arms. Kind of gorilla-esque, I guess. But yeah, anyway, so this is the I don't know if I want to say original. I don't know how. I wonder if there's any dates on here anywhere for when this was made. But this is probably a similar time to the Harpies, to be honest. But yeah, so they made a version of him in Blood Bowl recently for the Corn team star player. This one just happens to be like 30 years older. Loads more weapons, Minotaur weapons. Dragon Ogre weapons. Oh, Galrock. I don't know why. So this is the metal double-headed dragon. I don't know why it's in here. Why it's not in my chaos. It wasn't for the Beastmen, was it? Double-headed dragon. Beastmen can't use dragons. All right. Don't know why it's in there. You should go back and go in my chaos box, which is over there. Dragon Ogre with. Shamans and Beastmen. What am I? I'm looking for... Here he is. This is exactly what I'm looking for. The last bag that I picked up. The Doom Ball. So the question is, do I use this guy as a Doom Ball and he's done and just needs painting? Well, cleaning off and painting, obviously. He's got loads of flash on him. But he's small. He does look cool though. I mean, if I gave him a shield, he'd be exactly right for what I just made, didn't I? I made a Did I make a Doomball with a shield? Doomball with a shield. So I mean I could. So that's one option. But he's just really small. That's the only problem with him. But he does look cool. Maybe he's alright. He looks hard. I like him. And wow, he's not wearing full plate armor, but he's got lots of straps. Lots of I can't think of the word. Belts. The alternative is to use the actual classic Doomball. The guy with a head so big he's got his own separate jaw. But yeah, so there's this one, who's each of his axes is like a double-handed axe. But this guy's got 2 weapons, you see. So I don't know. Mine only needs 1. Why does that arm not look right for that? There's something else. There's a shoulder pad missing somewhere. It's around somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah. So it's use this guy or the other one. Where'd he go? Or him. I'm quite tempted to use him. Give this guy a shield, and then save this guy for when I want someone with 2 hand weapons. So maybe I'll do that. So let's have this guy. Got a base from somewhere? I feel like I saw a base in this. Amongst this lot somewhere. Maybe I'll just nick it off this spawn. Okay, so let's put him over there in his base. It was that's the right size base for him, isn't it? I'm almost 100% sure we decided, oh wait, that's a 40 by 40, not a 50 by 50. So that's the wrong size base. Wait, does that mean my Minotaurs are on the wrong size bases as well? Minotaurs 50 by 50, yes they are. They should be on 50s, and these are all on 40s. So, I wonder if Warbases does a movement tray that upscales those. I doubt it. But I can find out, I guess. Because that is the wrong size base. Or I can just make my own. But yeah, so that will help. That will go a little bit of the way, but it won't. There's no way it'll be enough of a gap to to fit them together, though. But there we go. Give them a little bit more space. Okay, so my Minotaurs are on the wrong side base. They should be on this size here. So that's the difference. That is a massive base, though. Compared, these guys are quite small for a base that big. But there we go. Like I say, it'll give them a bit more room. Not enough room though, because that takes up an entire person's space. So there we go. Yeah, it's a bit bigger of a base. I'll get this guy painted in the not too distant future, hopefully. Okay, so my Minotaurs are on the wrong size bases. I need a bigger base for that guy, unless I can find a. No, I probably should have a bigger base. Like I say, unless I can find a movement tray converter, which is an option. Alright, so anyway, so that's that. And then I need, what do I give my Gores? 2 hand weapons, I think? Gore herd, additional hand weapons, okay. So, I've got some guys that I can use. Oh, he's got and a shield as well. Isn't that generous of me? Flail, why not? Just because you can. I didn't give him a command. Here we go. This is classic kid. Stick all of the things on your guy. So that's a banner. That's the top of the banner pole, which I've decided to give him as a head. I've also... I don't even know what I've done here. I think this is the banner pole, but I've stuck an end on it, which I've clipped off of something else. I've attached an axe to the side of it and stuck a Morningstar Macy type hammer thing on the end, and also he's got a shield as well. All of the things that I could possibly give him, he has got. So there we go. He's not going in the unit. So, what do I do with those guys? He's got 2 hand weapons, even if he does have a shield as well. He's got 2 hand weapons, I guess. Just one happens to be a flail. Let's see. This guy's only got 1 hand weapon and a spider. He's got 1 hand weapon and a cape. So, I know why some of these have got like 1 happen. Oh, that's... Okay, here we go. So, some of these guys have got like flails. He's got actual marauder arms. Because I played a Path to Glory campaign. Now, back in the old days, Path to Glory was a skirmish campaign for Chaos. Oh, I got it here. I might have it here somewhere. Path to Glory. Here we go. What are the odds that I had that line on the ground? This is the original Path to Glory. It came as a freebie in White Dwarf, and was Chaos Warbounds. So basically, you had a certain amount of favor points. You begin the game with 35 favor points. You know what? These rules would actually be completely compatible with Old World because they don't tell you anything about the. There's no stats or anything. It's just a way of building a warband. They should re-release this. But yeah, Path to Glory. Now I know they've done a Path to Glory for Age of Sigmar. I know nothing about it apart from I've seen Path to Glory, and I was like, wait, that's this, but I don't know if it's the same at all. But yeah, basically you get a number of points to build your warband. You can spend a bunch of them on your champion, or you can roll randomly on tables. So I must have rolled on, what is this? Followers of Chaos Table 2. Where's Table 1? Here they are. Table 1, Beastmen Gauze. So they come with hand weapon, roll dice, and on 1 to 3 they also have a shield. On a 4 to 6 they have an additional hand weapon. But I feel like there might be rules for Beastmen in the back. Here we go. A Beastman table. Gauze. Okay, well, this is what I thought it was. I thought on here I had rolled ones with flails, but clearly I made that up. Gauze is shields or additional hand weapons. So it was just me being a kid. Again then. Yep, that's it. There we are. Look at this. And prices. There you go. This is how much it used to cost back in the day. 15 quid. That's definitely what I've been saying. Beasts of Chaos Regiment with gauze and ungauze in. Tenner for that spawn. So that's the one that there we go. That's a picture of what I was trying to explain. You can see his head at the top that's had this thing ripped out of it. And then his face is on the floor. It's crazy. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, blast from the past. Now these Chaos Warriors were a bit crazy. They never fitted on their bases. They never ranked up. The best use I found for them was Blood Bowl, where you can have people in crazy poses and it doesn't matter. These Marauders have only just stopped being available, haven't they? Yeah, there we go. Look, a quid for 8 shields. How much would it cost to buy a sprue of shields these days? Not a quid. Mutation sprue, 3 quid. £2.50 a sprue. £5 for a Beastman sprue, so that's £5. £5, £1 a guy. Chaos Warriors, actually. Did you get everything on there? No, you didn't get heads. Heads are on this one. So £2.50 from most of you guys. Yeah, you could get everything apart from your heads. And if you had like a couple of head sprues, this gave you 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads. Almost enough for 2 of those sprues. But there we go. Anyway, this is the olden days. How much things cost. But yeah, there you go. There's your roster sheet for your warband, and your essentially you tried to get your it's called Path to Demonhood. You were aiming to get your champion, who was leading your warband. Every time you like, hit a certain point, you got closer and closer to being a demon. By the time you got to the end, you were a demon prince. So yeah, very cool. Cool, fun game. Look at that, it's a classic Archaon. Very, very classic Archaon. Good times. Look at these goals. Anyway, now I've been really distracted. But it's Beastman stuff, so it's kind of relevant. There we go. That's that guy. There he is. He once was £4. That's what it says there. £4. Cool. Alright. So, distracted. So what, I was just looking. I don't even know. Oh, it's because that guy had a flail. Where'd he go? Don't even know where he went. Okay, here's another Beastman who can go in the... he hasn't got his horns. He needs some horns. We can do that now. 1, 2, 3. We just need one more. What even happened to him? Look at that. He's not even got anything on the end of his axe. Must have got nicked. I used to chop literally everything up. if you can't work that out already, I just used to love cutting everything apart and sticking it back in other ways. For plastic stuff, that was fine. I have got so many dark elves, metal dark elves, where I've like chopped their swords and knives off and swapped them round, and now they all just plink off because none of them are pinned, and so I've got so many dark elves with like no weapons, just because I just like one. I didn't like having models that looked the same, so I had 2 models the same. I'd like chop their weapons off and rearrange them. But when they're metal, they just end up falling apart, particularly if you look after your models like this. Considering I was never bothered about painting them as much as I was playing them, then they always used to end up in boxes like this and not get looked after very well. So there you go. This is an insight into where I've come from. So yeah, back in the day, that was how I looked after in air quotes my models. Right, let's put this classic Path to Glory book back. What a good book. Yeah, like I say, mate, it'd be fun to do the campaign again. Look at the photos. Those were like up-to-date photos at the time. There we are. Quality stuff. Quality stuff. Right, anyway, that was a little bit of a tangent. So, let's have a look and see what we've got in the army then. Let's have this guy. I need to make him a shield somehow. And I need to decide what to do about his base, if I put him on a bigger base, or if I get a base converter thing going on. There you go, you can stand there on that base for now. Right, so yeah, there we go. I'm not going to bring them over here, I'll just leave them over there. I think if be a skirmishing unit, Gors can skirmish, so that's cool, and then he can lead the army. Here we go, this is my army. So our mega hard Doom Bull, who is ridiculously hard. Let's have a look at his stats actually. Doom Bull, he's got the hand weapon, which with foe render gives him AP -2, so that's good. He's got a shield. The blackened plate gives him a 4+. The shield gives him a 3+. Gnarled hide gives him a 2+. I forgot that we'd given him a 2+ armor save. That is ridiculous. 5+ ward save, an additional attack, and more initiative. Wowee! He's got 6 attacks basic, 8 attacks when he goes frenzied. That is crazy. We've got the 12 warhounds with armored hide. Oh no, what am I doing? And poison attacks. If I make this bigger like this, there we go. 12 warhounds with armored hides and poison attacks, and vanguard. A Minotaur herd, which I could split into 2 if I wanted to. One with great weapons and one with hand weapons and shields. So, and that's completely doable because I only need 250 points of core, so I can split half that unit out and put them in the special if I want to make 2 units. So that seems quite doable. We've got these boys. My 5 Gors. He is the champion. of the Gore unit with a great weapon. The rest have got 2 hand weapons, and they're ambushers. And I feel like they can skirmish. Skirmishers is there as well. So yeah, so they can skirmish. Not that it matters whether they could or not, but they can ambush. So they'll be their job is to run on the backfield and start beating up war machines. So that's pretty cool. Cintagore herd with javelins and cavalry spears. I don't know what their job is, but they can charge in the side and they can disrupt because they're unit strength 10. So they can they can disrupt a unit of some sort that either of these units are fighting. I think the Minotaurs would be better in 2 units. Oh, except for the fact that these guys don't fit together to save their lives. Like, how do I do this? What I do is I find them bigger bases. I get some sort of base. Look at that. That's as good as they can get to being ranked up. Or I don't know, put them sideways. But even that doesn't really help. Crazy times. And I mean, like, they're literally just facing forwards. So I don't know what I should have done. Maybe I should have put him right at the front of the base, this guy right at the back of the base, or something. I don't know, or vice versa. Him right at the back, this guy right at the front, something like that. I don't know. Clearly, I wasn't paying enough attention. I have got some guys in the box, which still need doing, as you saw. Just trying to see if there's one here that I can do as a test, like this guy. Here we go. Ugh. Yeah, so it looks like I've positioned this guy on purpose to try and fit him in the unit. See, there we go. That was me paying attention to what I was doing. And then one of these guys might fit a little bit closer, so maybe, no, not quite. Okay, not at all. I can get one, and this guy is exactly the same guy, so that annoys me, so I wouldn't want them standing next to each other anyway. But yeah, so I was a little bit more prepared with that guy. Oh, look at that! They stand next to each other that way, which means I can get like this guy here. Look at that! A unit that actually ranks up. There we go. Just with a little bit of pre-planning. So maybe if I do the similar kind of thing with that guy, he's never gonna. No, it'd have to be like well skinny to try and fit in there. I don't know. I clearly have not thought this through very well. But then you can see how much attention I paid to stuff previously. Like this guy. He fits. See, almost fits. I just pretend that's a great weapon. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, getting more sidetracked by guys who don't rank up. Well, I guess the reason was I was saying, yeah, that could be a unit. Could it? Could it be a unit? They just don't fit. I'd have to run them like that, I guess. And like apologise to my opponent. They're not skirmishers. They just don't rank up. And then another unit over there. So a unit with hand weapons and shields, and a unit with great weapons. And run them as 2 units and make one a special unit. I feel like that's a better plan. It also makes the army look a little bit bigger. Okay, and then the Razorgore chariot, which I really like. It doesn't have first charge. So it can't disrupt anything, but it's just solid because it's a Razorgore. So yeah, there we go. Great. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Doesn't have the Shaman. Magic's for losers anyway. Probably. Maybe we should have a Shaman. You only need 2 Minotaurs, so you could. That's something I guess I could do. Is like cut down some of these units, but I'm not sure I really want to. I could get rid of a Minotaur unit and get a Shaman or something. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So all I need to do then to make this a 1,000 point army is to paint this guy and those 4 guys. I should probably do that in the not too distant future, and then that gives me another force to play with. Cool. All right. Well, that's been a fun little little video. I don't know how long this has been, but it's not been particularly little. We're pushing almost like 3 hours. I'm sure. So when I charged my phone, I had a quick look at the how long the video was, and it was like 2 hours 20 maybe. And we've just done another half hour there, so we're pushing 3 hours. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a good thing if you use this as something to listen to, I guess, while you're painting models. It's a bad thing if you're just trying to get information really quickly. That's not what this video is for. Apologies, but it's been a bit of a deep dive into the Beastmen, a proper look, and then a bit of scheming with army lists. So yeah, cool. All right. Well, hopefully that's been interesting, and hopefully you've learned something. But yeah, there we go. That'll be another 1,000 points force that will hopefully be appearing in a battle report in the not too distant future. I just need to get a few guys painted up, a little bit of modelling, and a few guys painted up. So I might do a video on this guy at some point, making him and making a shield for him maybe, and then a video painting these 4 gores. How long can it take to paint 4 gores? Know me, I can make it take a very long time. They probably don't have to be to the same standard as this guy. This guy took me ages to do, but yeah, I don't really want to make him quite that standard. There we go, cool. Alright, like I say, hopefully that was interesting, and thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Just before you go, if you would like to support the channel and join the WAR, check out the membership section by clicking join. That seems to be found on the browser on the channel page. I think it's probably there on Android as well. It's certainly not there on my iPhone though, and I think that's an Apple feature of the YouTube app, is that it doesn't show the join button. But there we go. So if you do want to join, go check out the channel page on your browser. Alternatively, subscribing to the channel, subscribing to the channel is great help too. Also, every time I say subscribe, I think it makes the subscribe button glow, and that's cool. So I'm going to say it one more time. Subscribe. If it glows, there you go. Let me know. Alright, catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.